There's no grand intro, by the way. We just start talking.
Oh, do we? Oh, amazing. Oh, I bloody love that. I was like, yeah. Yeah.
I can see you thinking, is he going to intro me or
okay,
what?
yeah. No, I love that.
Because I want it to be more like conversational as opposed to like a show, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
More like a conversation between two people. Or 3 people, 4 people, whatever it is.
9 people, yeah.
10 people, yeah. Yeah, because I think for club live gigs, I'm going to start taking out... We've got these little wireless mics that you can get that just clip on.
Oh, yeah, little clip-ons. Yeah, I think I've got a pair. And you just clip it on. What you see people a lot on Instagram, and they'll just have the little lapels.
Just clip onto your top or somewhere.
Yeah.
It just means that you can just take it abroad.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas I don't want to take all this shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It is a lot to take. Yeah.
You know, well, I kind of want to, because some of the gigs we go like the day before. It's in Marbella, nice hotel. One wants to be like a house party kind of vibe podcast.
100%.
Chilling with some beers.
Yeah.
It'd be quite fun.
Yeah, lay back.
Yeah, I don't want it to be too serious.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Like, especially when it's with my mates. If it's someone who's coming to talk on like about something specific, like had a gut expert on, then it's a bit more like serious, but
yeah, of course.
Not if it's just your mates.
Yeah,
not this Mike Kamara just pissing around.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No. Yeah, I like that though. That's good. But yeah, I've got a pair. I've got like the pearls, and I carry them with me. So if I ever wanted to do something like while I'm traveling, it's just easy. You just clip it on, Bluetooth it, connection. I mean, it's not the greatest quality I could imagine in comparison to something like this, but it still does the trick.
They're getting pretty close though. They're getting pretty close. You'd be surprised.
Well, to be fair, the ones I've got is probably, I went for like a kind of like the basic version.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm sure you can get like better quality or whatever.
Again, they're not that expensive. It's also the thing of like, I did one the other day with to show me sax player.
Yeah, why
to show me Balfour.
I know that name.
Yeah, he does quite a lot of the similar stuff that we do, like DJ live stuff. He's wicked. But we just went to Hyde Park and just recorded it there.
Oh, is it with the
thing? Yeah, and just literally punked this up, and it recorded straight into that.
How is it?
And then
what was the sound like?
It was good. I had to do a little bit of stuff in post because it's like rumbling and stuff going on. They're not as like good as these, but the only thing was like you notice the difference. Obviously, we're just here. This is your flat.
Yeah,
no one can just walk in. Whereas in a park, like kids would come up, start throwing leaves.
Yeah, of course. I'm trying to get in the camera and just
And, like, I can't really. You're a child. I can't really like film you. They're just like looking at me, going. Throwing leaves about and then falling over off camera. So when he's talking, I'm trying really hard to concentrate. There's this kid like flopping, it's like falling over in it.
Yeah, no. That'd be very stimulating for me. I'd be like,
my brain was very distracted.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you just finished the Shaka Khan musical?
Yeah, so just finished that, anyway. Which was that was an absolute experience. That was it was really, really good. I started the workshop 2023. And that was a whole process in itself, like just kind of gearing things up to trying to find the right production team or investors, should I say, for the project. Excuse the dog.
That's fine.
Hi, Paco. You trying to get the camera?
What's the limelight?
No. But so I was doing that, and then fortunately we managed to find investors and then get out on the road with it. We started rehearsals in January. And then we were supposedly meant to go into a theatre. I believe it was March the 5th was meant to be our opening night. And then a week before us opening, while during tech, we found out that we could no longer go into the theatre due to problems in the theatre. And so thankfully, when we went we was teching in Hackney Empire, and they managed to move this like hell and high water and get us in there, and we managed to open at the Hackney Empire.
Oh wow!
And have 5 days worth of performances there, and then move on to Coventry for a week, and then Eastbourne, which we just finished yesterday.
Okay.
So so it was a great run.
Is it hard work doing that kind of stuff? I didn't know you're part of the management as well of it.
Yeah. Well, okay. So.
What does I didn't really know what you have to explain some of this stuff to me because I don't know much about that world, the theatre world.
Yeah.
What does workshopping mean?
So basically a lot of performances, especially like original musicals, what they'll tend to do is they'll do like a workshop just to see the gravitas of what they've got potentially. So they'll kind of get like a small a cast, they'll get a synopsis of the show and just trim it very heavily, almost like into an hour performance, sometimes even 30 minutes, and perform it in front of industry professionals, whether that's like actors, fellow performers, or just investors, other producers and stuff, just to hear their honest feedback as to what they think the production is and what it needs to do to change, or if it's just perfect and ready to get out there. And that took a long process, because we had Shaka, who came and visited a numerous amount of times, and she just wasn't impressed with certain things of the show, mainly about the script. So we changed our writer. And yeah, so it took a process for it to get to this stage, now 2026, where it had a good strength behind it, and we managed to get up on its feet and perform it in front of an audience.
Wow.
Really, so.
And it's about her life. So I guess she was very specific to her. So when she came in, she was probably like, this needs to change.
She was quite moved by it. Like, I remember recently when she came and watched a synopsis of the show, she was just so emotional about it, just kind of seeing her life, and not only seeing her life, but also as well the perception that we gave to it as actors, and our take on it, and musically how we changed certain things, and just our interpretation of it all. I think that's what kind of led her to being quite emotional, and I think she didn't realise the gravitas of how connected she was to this story and stuff.
It's a long career as well, right?
Incredibly. And
so many
she's
tunes.
like, I think she's going to be in the Guinness Book of Records of working with the most amount of artists.
Wow.
Which is incredible. She just there was so much music that we could have involved in the show that we didn't.
Yeah. How many tunes did you get to do you reckon, roughly?
Oh my God. There was probably about at least 25 plus songs there must have been.
Ridiculous. So many bangers.
And even then, people still came and was like, we could have done more. How comes this song wasn't in it? How comes this song? And you're just like,
Yeah, it must be tricky to find ones that hit. You're right. It's like, you need to involve me in this podcast.
You got your ear and your treat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I guess, did you do like specific arrangements on them? Or was it like... bum in the face.
Yeah, I mean, come lie down. Foxy, lie down.
Poker Blue, so cute.
That's it.
You gonna come chill?
What's his little? You lie down, but.
He's like, what is this microphone thing you got?
I know. Say hello.
He's like, what's that noise?
So yeah, some of the arrangements changed and was like either slow down in pace, and picked ups. There was a gorgeous arrangement that we done for Through the Fire, which one of the actual cast members helped to arrange, a girl called Paige, and she was incredible at making that arrangement. Like, it was so nice. Like, it was very much a mix of like a gospel type of sound. And yeah, that was one of the great highlights for me anyway.
Nice.
That I loved. And so, yeah, it was really
good.
Was
it track or was it live musicians?
Live musicians.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, great team of players. We had Nick's wife on there, which is great, on percussions.
Yeah. She's a beast.
Yeah. We had Nick on sax.
Nick Carter?
Nick Carter? Is it Nick Carter? Brown hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in the year above me at uni.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he left. So I know Jack really well. He's in a section with Jack.
Yeah, of course.
So they were like, they were in the year above me at uni, and they were kind of the ones that are kind of left to go and do Lily Allen when I just arrived. Yeah. You're trying to boot me out of this, aren't you? It's like putting my boot on you.
I know. Do you know what? This is his little bed. So when he always sees people on it, and he's like, I want to get on it. I want to get on. I've
always had dogs though. My parents always had dogs. Like from when I was born, I had 2 dogs.
Yeah.
And then just from then, I just remember either having 2 dogs or always had a dog.
Yeah.
So I'm very much used to having dogs around, especially big ones as well.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first time, very similar as well. Like my mum and dad used to love having dogs around. But this is the first time I've had like a dog this size.
Right.
Thanks to my partner. But yeah, he kind of had to tell a few porkies. He was like, because I was like, are you really getting a Great Dane? He's like, yeah. And I was like, do they dribble? And he's like, no, babe. No, not really. It's just like, just a few bits and pieces when they have some water. Oh my God. Honestly, you could just put into a Brita filter and make some water, the amount he dribbles. It's just like a joke. But
he's a big lad.
But yeah. But wouldn't happen.
So he gets a bit tired sometimes because of his...
Oh my God. Walking. Yeah. He gets like... He'll have a moment of being so hyper and then he would just sleep. Like all today, he went for his walk and stuff, but he's just been sitting down sleeping with me while I do my little wedding prepping.
Yeah. Do you grow up in London then?
Yeah. So I grew up in Islington, North London.
Yeah.
And was there for so many years. And then my gran still has a place there. Well, my late gran, but my auntie still lives in the same place. So I have reasons to go back there. But like my family then moved out to Essex.
Okay.
More so for better schooling and better value for money.
Yeah.
Really, London was just becoming a bit.
They kind of encourage people to move out to Essex, right? They were even paying people at some point.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
To sort of say, come on, move out here.
100%. There was a lot.
It's green as well, isn't it? It's a very green place to live.
Yeah. And there was a times when obviously like back when I was growing up, there was a lot of like high rises, like estates and things like that. And they wanted to kind of like, gentrify like a lot of the building works there and stuff. And what they were doing at that moment is they were trying to kick people out, giving them money and saying, we'll rehouse you somewhere else. And it was a lot of like further distance places like the suburbs like Enfield or Essex and things like that. So a lot of people did tend to move out and then it became a lot of, people with a lot of money. To be honest with you, it's more so it's rented a lot now. A lot of people don't really tend to buy in Islington.
Right.
Just because it's just ridiculous.
Crazy.
And you just, it just makes sense as well because a lot of people, I think, it's very city. It's, you're more or less zone one. You're right by King's Cross and it's just, you don't have a lot of space in your home to do things, especially if you're like developing a family and things.
Yeah. How did you get, what was your kind of first start in music then? What kind of got you into music when you were younger?
So my dad's side of the family, they're all gospel singers. Okay. So my aunts and stuff used to sing like BVs for like Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
And things like that. But they all used to sing together in church. And I remember growing up singing and there was my cousin who is an exceptional vocalist. And a few of them were really, really good. And I used to always try and get the mic and like sing along. And they were like just always rolling their eyes and being like, and they were like, oh God, you just sound so R&B, like, you need to sing. Because I used to sing a lot in my falsetto.
Right.
That kind of sweet boy kind of vibe. And then they pushed me to like really use my chest a lot and was like, you need to, bring that voice out. And funny enough, I kind of lost a lot of my falsetto and got a lot more of my chest, but a lot of power. But it's only until my kind of late teens is when they kind of started applauding me for my voice. And then I started taking it a bit more seriously.
It's quite a high standard as well, isn't it? That's quite a high standard to kind of like live up to.
Absolutely. I mean, they are incredible. Like even now when you get glimpses of them just singing together, it's just like, and my brain works on that managerial side where I'm just like, oh my God, we can do so much. Like, let's go out there and do some things together. And, but they're like, no, we don't just do that. It for the, do it for the love and stuff. But
that's refreshing though, that people,
Yeah, it really is. It absolutely is. It's nice to kind of, be, because obviously we do it a lot for money and, not just for money, but we're fortunate to be able to get paid for what we do.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to kind of see people that are quite precious enough to allow that to still be just a part of their heart as opposed to like what finances them.
Keep art for art.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I find that definitely changed. I was thinking about this earlier, actually, that exact thing. Like when I first became a dad, I definitely went into like, for a while, I'm still kind of in it as well. Like you're kind of in business mode.
Yeah,
because your brain's just like thinking like, there's quite a lot of pressure on this. Obviously, it's got more ramifications now.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like sometimes just check myself and be like, okay, you need to be a bit more balanced about stuff now. You can't just be thinking money. You've also got to be thinking about the artistic side as well.
Yeah,
it's like a hard balance to gain, really. It's a hard balance to get to.
I think also as well, like lockdown for many people changed perspectives on hobbies, careers, lifestyles, and things like that, just because we were just so subtracted from so much of the world and so much of the norm. Like just going for a walk and seeing outside and the appreciation of having a garden in your house and, you know, things like that. Health, fitness, food, diet, you know, all that stuff. And I feel like I know, well, from when I was in lockdown and I came out of it, it really gave birth to a lot of things, like in regards to me when we was talking about obviously the musical theatre and managerial stuff, is becoming an agent.
Right.
And representing other clients, because I realised that I also enjoy that. I love that so much. I love the opportunity to give. I love, you know, I've built up so much networks in regards to, for all these years, the past 20 years of doing musical theatre, that I just felt like it was not only just right, but it was part of my happiness that I love doing. And I realised that it was, I was unsure about if I wasn't fully fledged into my music, then I was almost forsaking it. And I had to be really honest with myself and know that there are also other things that make me equally as happy.
Yeah.
And it's okay to play onto that. And I've realised that with that balance, it enabled me to kind of find even a more further love for my music, and a deeper love for being an agent and stuff like that. And it really does. And I think that's what's given it a lot of perspective and making time for that. You know, because even things like this, like, I think it's incredible because I feel like this is fulfilling to you.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe before COVID, we were so more focused on being quite selfish in the sense of like, got to do this, got to go out and do this gig and blah, 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 but you're feeding yourself. I think it's so important to feed yourself with a lot of things that, you know, give you smaller or larger proportions of happiness.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think it was almost a good reset, wasn't it, really? Like, yes, it had some negatives, but actually having that time where we could all... Because were you here?
Yeah, we bought this house in COVID, in lockdown, sorry. But I was in Islington at my parents' house.
Right.
So, yeah, it was me, my mum and sister and my nephew. And my nephew had just been born. And I remember it was just like the first 3 months, I was like, oh.
So you're in Islington?
Yeah, so, born and raised Islington.
But you're there during COVID?
Yeah, so, no, I wasn't. Sorry, I was in Essex. So that's where I was at mum, sisters and my nephews.
Nice.
And I remember that was just absolute stress. But it was also the time when I was dating my fiance. So... yeah, it was a very strange time, but also quite refreshing because he was a paramedic.
Right.
And so while my family didn't know what was going on and with the whole COVID situation, I was getting first-hand information as to what was, you know, happening and the things to be aware of and precautious for, and but also as well the things not to worry about. So I kind of felt like at ease. Like people were like, "Oh my God, have you seen the death rate here?" And and I was like, "Yeah, well, it's fine and stuff." And yeah, I felt at peace with it, thankfully, because of him, but and my family. But yeah, so
it's good to have medical people around. Like my wife is medical, and all of her family, so like nurses, GPs. So it's like, I don't know, they're a different breed of people.
They are absolutely, like, there's things that I'm like. I always say I get like concerned when we have kids because he's so nonchalant about certain things. Right. And one of the things he's always taught me, which I've noticed being around a lot of performers, is codes. So whenever we are somewhere and someone's got a code, he never kind of, a lot of people tend to kind of go like singers, they'll be like, "Oh God, I've got a code, be away from me," or whatever. But he's like, go towards them. You need to be in that environment. Because what happens is that your antibodies need to fight against it and understand what that strain of virus is or bacterial infection is. So that way you know, you learn how to develop it. And if anything, you boost up your immune system by having things like ginger and turmeric and things like that to help you to fight against it, as opposed to staying away from these infections.
Yeah, that'd be worse.
It's little things like that have given me like first-hand knowledge of like understanding things that in my normal days I would be like, oh my God, I've got a cold, I need to stay away from these people, whatever, or just little things of life.
But singing is like, if you're a sax player, you can basically play whenever you want.
Yeah,
but singing is a bit more, well, it's way more like, it's maybe more strain, you don't want to get ill. Whereas sax is like, you can be on death's door and you can be playing sax. You literally deathbed. It's like,
yeah.
And it wouldn't really affect any sound or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's
so specific, isn't it? That sound of the voice.
Yeah, absolutely. But also as well, I think it's because it's one of the things that I realized, what I used to be very frustrated at, is when I lost my voice or became sick and things like that, and it affected my voice, I'd be so frustrated and annoyed. But what I realized is that my voice is also connected to everything that I do. So my speaking, as soon as I wake up in the morning, I'm saying, morning, babe, or things like that. That's also a part of me using my voice. And that can also add towards vocal fatigue. So because of the fact that when I'm, you know, if I'm playing the keys, for example, it's only if I go to the instrument or, you know, again, you're still using your hands. But there are things that we can do to preempt ourselves that people wouldn't notice on an everyday basis of us doing things to protect our fingers or our hands in order to use our instrument. Whereas when you've got your voice, it's very hard to kind of be in certain spaces, whether it's a cafe and you're in a noisy environment, before you got to the gig and you're like, hi, yeah, can I order a blah, blah, blah. All that, using the volumes, the different decibels that you're in, also affect your voice before even arriving at the gig. And then a lot of the time when you're on the gig, you're more so going, hey guys, we want to bring you up to the front. Come on, you having a good time? Hey, hey, hey. And then you've got to sing 15 other songs afterwards. It's just like, that already in itself is just absolute vocal fatigue and that's not even what's happened throughout your day, especially if you've got kids and you're a parent. You know, it's a lot. Yeah. So I think I've realized in myself to not be so hard on myself when I do go through stages when I have vocal fatigue, or, you know, because sometimes we can tend to go, oh my God, I'm not using great technique, or I'm not doing that, or whatever. It's just, there's so much. There's acid reflux, things you're eating, your
caffeine,
diet,
right?
you know. There's so many things to as part of why we could become so affected vocally that I've learned to not be so hard when, you know, we go through those stages.
Yeah, you don't really think about those things, the little things about just using your voice.
Yeah.
You don't really think about those as being like something to tire you out.
Yeah, it is challenging. And I think also as well, again, that's where I moved into kind of making sure that I have other streams of income as well, because what I find quite upsetting is that, you know, in the industry we're in is, if I'm vocally tired and I'm like, I can't do the gig, I can get you a dep. I get that dep, but I don't make any money from getting that, from going off sick and things. So I've learned to try and have other streams of income, pots, so I can stay afloat. You know, because no one at a gig, once you're off sick, no one cares. Like, oh, you got a mortgage to pay, you got thing. It's like, you know, it is what it is.
The agent thing is fun though. I don't know, something quite satisfying.
No biting.
There's something quite satisfying about hearing about how a gig went when you weren't there. Don't know what it is. Yeah. It's like a really nice feeling.
Yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like, yeah, like doing a gig, having a gig go on without you being there and still kind of reaping some type of reward from it, it is absolutely like...
It's nice hearing about it. You're just like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it really, really is. Like it's...
And it's something you could do when you're old. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You could easily do it.
Yeah.
Like if you've got like a resume, you can just be like, this is what I did before. Now I'm kind of going into the whole booking thing.
Yeah.
Like kind of gives some credence to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And what's nice is also the opportunity just to be able to give other people that you respect work.
Very much so.
Do you know what I mean? I love that side of it. I love being able to kind of like, you know, sometimes I get messages like on probably a weekly basis where people messaging going, any gigs around, anything's going on or whatever. And I love that. I mean, I also it's upsetting when you haven't, because it's a quiet period. Parko, no. Nice. But it's just lovely to be able to go like, oh, look, there's a gig. Do you know what I mean? And stuff.
Yeah, especially when it's all your mates as well. People,
Yeah.
like you said, people you respect. You had him when he was a puppy?
Yeah, so we got him, God, how old was he? Is he 4 months? 3 or 4 months?
Yes, don't buy that.
Yeah, we was going to get him sooner, but we went to, so my fiance was best man at a wedding, and then we decided to, the breeder, luckily enough, was like, oh, come and you can get him whenever. And then, we got him as soon as we came back around, just after, like, beginning of November.
Okay. Was he tiny then?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, he was like a small dog. He just looked like probably like a cavapoo, you know, at that stage. But he was 3 months, 3-4 months.
Cavapoo isn't that small a dog.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then he grew and is growing now.
Yeah, I think it's good to have something different that you do, as well as. Yeah, I think it makes you. Where'd you go for a wee out there then?
Like so just behind our garden is a communal garden, and he just goes out there, and there's one other dog in the sister building that comes out, and they just play around. But
nice.
He would just sit out there and just run and
nice. Yeah, I think it's good to have something different. I think it also influences your musicality.
Yeah,
and it kind of makes a difference. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool thing to have other stuff going on. That's what I like this as well. The podcasting thing is like obviously new. I've been doing it less than a year, but I just find it fascinating. Just meeting people, chatting to people, and I think it's good for other people to hear these conversations.
Yeah,
because during COVID, obviously we kind of felt that there was a bit of, well, obviously it was a lot of isolation. So I think people went through stages of not seeing people. And I think it's important for like musicians to talk about, mental health, stuff, the struggles they go through, as well as all the positive things as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a bit of everything, really.
100%.
Realise they're not alone in those, kind of worries or anxieties or things like that.
Yeah. And I think also as well, you hit a point there in regards to like the communication side of things. And people do thrive and miss that element of communication and talking to one another. I felt like there was a lot more community-based things or opportunities to attend to pre-COVID. And I've noticed now everything's becoming a lot more isolated, and that's probably more so because things are heavily on social media. So people feel like they know their friends or seen their friends because of what they see on Instagram and TikTok and all the rest of it. But when you have things like that, it kind of... This enables a personal connection. This enables, people to kind of, like the fact that you and I are doing this, and like we can share levels of information between the both of us as to what is actually going on with us individually, and what we're feeling and what we're seeing, and how to express that and how to talk about it. You know,
it's not just the best bits.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the thing, isn't it? It's just like, is that really what's going on in your life?
Exactly. Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, because you even sometimes I go on gigs, and that's what I've found so like uplifting, and like just it was a place of difference when I first came to Club Live. Like I was just like, what are these conversations? This is like mind blowing. This is stuff that I talk to with like my close ones. Where we sit down and have conversations and we pick each other's brains and share knowledge and information. And already we were just talking about so many different experiences and things that like, there's so much challenges that people are going through, but then we're going out and doing a gig. And it's like, but that's for me is real.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I thrive on that. I love a joke and I love to be, humorous and stuff like that, whatever. But I love, just conversations, like real conversations, not surface level stuff of like, oh, you done a gig of this thing. Oh, great, wonderful, whatever. Did you hit this note? Was you singing this in the original key? Okay, great. And then we go and do the, it's a bit like, but there's just, so I love conversations with depth and understanding because I like very similar to your style of talking to people, because I feel like there's so much more from talking to people that I want to understand about myself. So that's one thing that I really love and thrive to do.
Yeah, club life is very much like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think there are a lot of people who are very comfortable in their own skins.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of kind of like
There
people who have been through a lot of stuff, been through a lot of trauma, or been through a lot of kind of heartbreak and things that have happened. But then, so they kind of understand when other people have.
And also as well, it's very like people are open to talk about that. You know,
they ask you about you, right? That's one of the big things about club life, is everyone asks you about yourself. Whereas it can be in certain bands, you go in and it's just a bit like, all right, someone's just reading off the CV.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on, man.
I know, my toes are just doing that.
I don't really care.
I don't.
Let's just chat.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also as well, in that as well, I feel like it leaves space, because sometimes we're human at the end of the day, and you know, you can meet people and they can have a small level of conversation, and you're just like, you've already got this level of judgment or understanding. You're like, maybe not my type of person, but then you can start talking to people and having conversations and realize how much you might have in common with people, and sometimes how much you don't and why. You know, and I just feel like it's so key that we start opening spaces for conversation, understanding, because it takes away ignorance.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just puts people in so much more safer spaces to kind of talk and say, you know, sometimes I've been in spaces like, for example, like things that are going on politically in regards to the world and politics in regards to like Israel and stuff like that, that I don't know a lot about. I really, really don't. But because of the fact that I'm got certain spaces with certain people where I can have conversations, they have more knowledge about it than I do, I feel comfortable to ask. I feel like because of the fact that we've developed conversation understanding, that it allows things to be safe. So I just feel like, yeah, we do need to do a lot more of that.
But it's such a long conflict that no one really knows that much about it, because it's been going on for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. It's like no one's really an expert. Do you know what I mean? It's constantly changing, constantly developing, and it's something that's past our lifetimes, like way past our lifetimes.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard. I think we're relatively hard to be an expert on it.
Yeah, true.
And things are constantly changing. Yeah, I think with that thing as well, it's important just to keep your ears open, isn't it? And just listen to people. And I guess that's what a lot of people would say is the problem with different areas of politics. Though one argument is that the left side don't really debate anymore. They just get really outraged by someone being right wing or slightly to the right. Then they just go, this is not what I want. And then stop debating and talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Which is just like, well, no, I think we should all be talking about these things. And that's the way that you really make a change, isn't it? And make a difference. It's talking to people on their level about it.
Absolutely.
Not getting outraged, not getting too emotional about it to begin with.
Yeah.
I know it's hard when there's so many, you know, catastrophic things going on in the world, but I think there's definitely a place for that kind of conversation.
Yeah.
Where you stop, try and like at least harbour your emotions for a bit.
100%.
While you can talk about stuff.
100%. And I think also there's a world, there is a massive world where we can coexist with also understanding that if I don't believe in what you're saying, I can still believe that you're a good person.
Yeah. It's not you as a person, is it? Your belief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, we can't come to some level of understanding on so many different ways. I think it's just understanding the ways that we can communicate to one another to not offend, obviously, but yet speak truth. And I think it's very important for people to speak their truth and speak in a way of like, that's where I've got my truth and understanding. I'm also open to learning what you have to say. But also if I choose to still believe in where I'm at or whatever it is, that's okay. You know, because sometimes I think a lot of people tend to move in a way of, oh, let me just agree with what you're saying because I kind of, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm offending you or I don't want to. It's like, no, don't. I just want you to be, people to be in spaces of wanting to learn new knowledge, but also making up what they believe as well. I think it's very, very paramount for people to kind of have their their own personal virtue of where they stand and
definitely
in matters.
And I think also when stuff's like written down, how many times have you seen a text and got the wrong idea of what it is? And you see like a WhatsApp, you're like, all right, mate. And then you realise afterwards that they weren't really meaning it like that. I just think everything, obviously we're talking here, I can see your face, I can see your expression, your body language. It's like, there's so many things that you pick up that, you know, are there, that are subconscious. Whereas if it's just written down, it's like you could easily misconstrue stuff.
Absolutely.
And then it's there technically forever.
Yeah.
So you see it written down.
I'm just going to go and get him.
Yeah, of course.
Right. 1 second.
It's like, let me back in. Yes, I think there's a lot to be said for kind of just speaking in person, isn't there? And talking about stuff not just through text.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Massively seeing people's expressions.
Yeah.
Maybe the danger in certain things being pushed a lot online for a certain way.
Yeah.
Like I watched some stuff on the Manosphere, like one program, and it was just these kind of... Well, this guy was 16 and all of his friends were online. And like no friends kind of in person.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really strange.
What's he had no, like...
Didn't have any friends that he ever saw. They were all just like people that he spoke to online from different countries.
But that's literally the world, but it seems like it's going, especially with things like Roblox and stuff like that. It's just... People don't know they're losing the will of how to communicate and how to coexist. Do you want to water?
No, I'm all good.
You sure?
Sorry, yeah, I'm all good.
To how to like coexist in spaces and know how to kind of share information.
But
that is,
Roblox, what's that?
It's a bit like, is it Fortnite? It's a bit similar to that. Oh, I think so. I think it is. I might be wrong. But it's like an online game thing where people communicate a lot with other people all around the world and they play like games and things like that on there. It's like a cartoon thing that I don't even know how to describe it. But yeah. And lucky enough, so my nephew has it, but it's really controlled by my sister. And lucky enough, he plays it with a lot of his cousins and stuff like that, which is cute and nice. But I just feel like, I don't know, there's just this generation now that they kind of prefer to kind of live in more perception as opposed to like what actually is. Like in the sense of, I don't know if that's the right term, but just in the sense of, if I'm, for example, when I'm talking to my nephew, I notice it's very hard for him to be stimulated by a conversation with me.
Right.
Simply because it's like he wants to go off and have a FaceTime, or he wants to go off and do whatever. It's just too much conversation. I'm asking him too many questions about his day that he's like, what is this? Why are you asking me?
It's almost a bit personal.
Yeah, it's too much feeling that I have to kind of go into, and I don't want to do that.
Right.
You know? So I really try my best to try and force it, to try and really pull that outside of him, because it's something that will really help him not only to kind of learn from others, but how to communicate on himself and how he's feeling. He's 6.
Okay.
He's quite young. But he's so intelligent and so clever and very wise, and, you know, but he's from that generation of, like, you know, as I say, the COVID-19 children when they were born in that period, and it's very important to keep him socialised.
Yeah. So my kids were born 2020, so they were literally a bang in the middle of when it all happened.
Yeah.
So we would have found out like 2019. I think we would have found out, or like maybe just to the start of 2020 when we didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And then they were born in August. So we thought because we were told we were going to have twins. And I thought it was a joke to begin with, because my wife works at the place where they do the scans, and I was like, yeah, good one. Just thinking they had like a little because they all knew my wife.
Yeah,
And then she was like, no, seriously, look. And then you could see them both just like pop up on the screen.
Do you have twins in your family?
No. They're also the genetic type, so someone has to have them somewhere. But it has to come from, because they're genetic type, it has to come from the female side.
Oh, okay.
So someone obviously passed it down, and obviously Roshana's got the gene.
Yeah.
But I don't know where. I think she had a Catholic grandma who had lots of pregnancies. So I think she had 16 pregnancies. Lost quite a few of them. Then they had him having 9 or 10 kids. So there could be twins in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Could be that kind of vibe. But obviously, Catholics are randy fuckers.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So your fiancé always had animals?
Yeah, so he's always grown up with dogs.
Was he brought up in London as well?
Yeah, Mitcham. So he was brought up in Mitcham.
Oh, yeah, you said.
And his first dog was, I can't remember what breed it was.
It must have changed over the years. Mitcham was one of those places that was like drastically changed.
Yeah, I mean, his parents are like at the stage now where they're like, we want out.
Really?
Yeah, they're just like, we want out. It's just so different from what it used to be.
This must be getting busy now.
And they've got a lovely home, which is, it's nice for all of us.
Do you know whereabouts in Mitcham is it?
Oh, God.
Is it like the Figs Marsh side, or is it more like...
Yeah, more like the Figs Marsh.
Nice right there.
Yeah, it's...
Do you know Leo the Lion? He lives around there as well.
Oh, Leo. Do you know Leo?
Yeah, I know Leo. He lives around that area.
Oh, I didn't even know he lives down there.
Yeah, he lives right near... I sent him an invoice. I was like, you live there? It's like right near like Figs Marsh.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. But,
he's a character, isn't he?
Huh?
He's a character, that guy.
Absolute character. I love him. So me and him done a musical together.
I love his videos.
A few years ago. I know, and he's like...
rating me. It's great.
He makes me die.
He rated red on one of them, to be fair.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah. But, they live like near Mitcham Junction.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not too far from there, like about a 5-minute walk.
I mean, it changed a lot even when I was there. I was only there for 4 years, but I can imagine what it's like if you lived there from day one. Would have changed a lot.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So they've just kind of... They're at a stage now where they're like, yeah, we want to move out. But
Flats though, isn't it? Like the high-rise kind of vibes, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they're pumping it, and they're not really like changing any... I remember when we were there, it was just impossible to find anywhere to park.
Yeah,
like
that
crazy.
Is... Max, that's literally when we go to I go to the in-laws and I'm trying to find parking and the road is treacherous. I'm just like, what is this? Why is it so hard to find?
And it's going to get worse because they're all getting like 10-story flats in like small areas. Yeah, it's crazy.
Even to be fair here, like, and this is Croydon, it's so hard to find parking outside. And I said...
It's all permit holders though, isn't it? That's the thing. And the single yellows represent what it says on the sign, right? Because I've been caught like that before.
Yeah.
Where I've parked up and not looked at the sign and be like, that's single yellow, it's fine.
Single yellow, you'll be fine, yeah. And also as well, because we're on basically the high street, it's a lot of the people that are either going to nightclubs or parking up to do quick loading and whatever, and drop-offs, deliveries. So it's all... You can't... like usually you get a period where it says that after 6 o'clock and stuff. Here is at 10 o'clock, 10, 11.
Right.
And then it becomes free and you're like... It's just terrible parking-wise. Really hard to find a space.
Yeah, when I get a ticket the other day in Central, I got a ticket at 1 a.m. I didn't even know that was a thing. So
what?
Midnight to 8 a.m. was when the restrictions were.
You're joking.
Like, what? How's that even a thing? Didn't even know that was a thing in Central London.
No, neither did I. It's usually...
I think it was Camden. That was the class. It was Camden. It was like...
Yeah, not Westminster. Okay.
No, I just parked like Central just to kind of stay near a gig, and it was mental.
Yeah.
You do, no biting. That's what your dad says, no biting.
Yeah. Poco.
No biting, mate.
No biting.
Be nice.
No biting. Good boy.
How do I play if I can't bite?
No.
You can chill. Yeah, my parents' dog is now 15.
Oh, is it?
For big dogs, like, it's a pretty decent age.
15? That's, oh my God. Do you know what? I always...
I had it for 1, and then now you just... They walk. They look after it. Obviously, it walks. But for a big dog, like heavy dog, that's pretty good.
Yeah, very. And do you know what? Because one thing I get nervous about is with him, people do say, like, the expectancy is quite young.
Right.
Just because of their limbs and things like that. And it always worries me. But obviously, that's why we're very conscious about, like, what he eats and stuff. Like, we put him on the same diet. Like, we don't kind of introduce like human food, like, like chicken, raw food, things like that. We just try to give him kibble. We might give him treats every now and then. He has like eggs, which is nice.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe you can, because it would make sense because my parents are here and dogs have got a crazy scent smell, haven't they? Maybe you can smell something.
I think so. I think that's what it is as well. You can smell the dog. Yeah.
Something on. He's like, let's play.
Yeah.
And also maybe that I'm relaxed around dogs. Maybe as well.
True.
If I was like freaking out, you might pick up on that. Because dogs are super intelligent on it with things like that.
They are, and they pick up a lot on your energy. Like I even notice a difference between me and my partner. Like he knows me. I'm so much more chill. Like so, I'm very relaxed. But it's more so because when I'm at home, that's when work begins with me. I'm just like admin. I've got loads of bits and pieces to do. Also, as well, I do a lot of like the housework and stuff. Not all, you know what I mean. But like, as in, I'm usually washing clothes and blah 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 blah. So, and if my partner's here, he's also quite relaxed, but he's very playful with him.
Right.
So he'll be the one that plays with him a lot. It's like, and up and down and doing whatever and stuff. Whereas me, I'm just like, I'll play, but I'm not like that. Whereas I don't mind if we go for a walk and then we have a play, but he picks up on that energy. So if it's me and him and we're sat in this house together, he will literally go to his bed and just lie down.
Maybe that's what it is, because I'm with my kids, I'm very much like the wrestler. So maybe you can pick up on my energy. It's like, why are you not wrestling me?
Yeah. No, 100%.
Because I'm very much like that with my kids. Like, lob them about. Yeah, just throw them.
I always wondered that with like our kids, that when they come, like what would be like. But I do sense, even when we have our nieces and nephews over, like I enjoy the route, like making sure they've got the right stuff, like the food is there set, have their bath before bed.
You're the mum.
Yeah, basically I am. I am. Like I literally just love organising that. I don't mind cooking different meals for different people, you know, and stuff. But he's very much like, let's do this, let's think whatever, let's watch a movie. What movie should we watch? Let's get, you know, and stuff. And it's lovely, but it's just, it's nice to see that difference.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have two different sides of that, though.
Yeah.
So where are you at with your IVF journey now?
So at the moment, we are, where are we now? So embryos have been made. So obviously, just for context, we've had our egg donor. We've got our egg donor, which is one lady who donated her eggs. And then we inseminated half of those.
Do you know who she is? How does that come about?
We actually know who she is. She's very, very close to our friends and family circle, and love her dearly. She's absolutely a remarkable woman. And the great thing is that she will always be involved in our children's lives as auntie. But what makes it easier is the fact that when the time comes, we've openly spoke about the fact of if the kids, what they will ask, we can have that conversation to, you know, as sensitive as it needs to be to let them know. But yeah, so we've fortunately created embryos. So 50% of those are mine and 50% of those are my fiance's. So in that we have 4 each. And then our plan is next year to, we've got 1 surrogate and we're looking for another one to inseminate those 2 surrogates and then have our children.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're quite likely to have multiples, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Well, not quite likely, but fairly likely.
Well, yeah, well, the thing is, our doctor that has been working with us is part of the IVI clinic, shall I say. They were saying that back in the day, it was very commonly known that you could develop twins or, you know, multiple kids through 1 embryo. However, at this stage, because we're doing a program where it's called ICSI, which is basically like, we did do that, which is, it wasn't a natural birth, it was actually inseminated. The sperm was actually injected into the egg and then to create blastocysts. And then after the 5 to 7 days, once the embryo was created, so it creates a less chance of those things happening, for things to be divided, multiplied. So so that's what we're being told. However, my fiance is a twin, and he would have a heart attack if we had.
Right.
He was like, I don't know how. He goes, I work for the NHS. What am I going to do? You know, because let's say, for example, if biologically my kids were twins and his were, which means 4 kids, and I really want the kids like quite close together,
right.
If not the same time. So he was like, can you imagine having 4 kids, raising 4, like...
Going from 0. It's also the going from 0 to something. That's the mad bit.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing to say about twins, like going from 0 to 2 is a big jump.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
It's an absolute lot. But one thing that brings light to me is the fact of my fiance's parents would always say, like, they had their first child, a boy, and then they wanted to have a girl as their second child and just someone to, you know, for their first child to have as a, you know, to play around with and stuff. And they just happened to have twins. But they said they didn't, you know, it was a bit of a you know, a crazy state to be in, but they just dealt with it head on.
Is it boy and girl or boy and boy?
What they've
the twins?
Yeah, boy and girl.
Boy and girl. Amazing.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a genetic type as well. So,
yeah,
it's definitely in there.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, though, because I think it might have to be that he'd have to have a daughter to then pass on the genetics.
Right, okay.
I think that's the way it works.
Way it works, okay.
Pretty sure. So you can't, as a man...
Because you said as a man, you can't pass
it on. You have to then have a daughter who you've passed the genes to, then she could.
Yeah,
because when Rashana works, she obviously works, she's a midwife, so then people come in and say, oh, my husband's a twin. It's like, yeah, it doesn't really work like that.
Yeah,
I think the genetic type is more that it has to be a female somewhere in the line.
Right, okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, it's just, yeah, so his twin sister, she's got 2 kids, 2 girls. And yeah, but he was just like, he's like, D, I don't know if I can do it. He goes, I'm going to be scared if that happens. And I was like, we just got to make it work.
Yeah.
Just got to make it work, really.
It'll make you even stronger as a couple as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the one thing it does. Like, I think it can, depending on depending on the relationship, obviously some people I feel like it can break them because it's like so intense. Or if you kind of stick through it, which I'm sure you will, it kind of just makes you even closer.
Yeah,
makes you like rock solid.
Absolutely.
If you can do that, you can do anything.
But it's so strange because I don't know what I'm made up of, but for me, if we did get into that circumstance, there's a part of me, and I don't know where it comes from, but I thrive on that challenge.
You like the chaos?
Yeah, I'm just 4 kids, all right. Yeah, it's going to be stressful, but still, at the end of the day, you know, it gets to the point where they grow up and they start fending for themselves, whatever. But
that's actually the worst bit when they leave. Like, that's a bit That's a bit I'm most scared about. Because my boy Ruben he's very empathetic. Well, they're all very empathetic, but Ruben in particular will say to me, like, I'll never forget about you, Dad. Like, we sit in bed and he'll say that, I'll never forget about you. Like, even though, because we obviously talk about when they get to 18, they probably want to leave the house. He's like, I'll never forget about you, I'll always be here. And he even says those little things like that. It's like, that's the bit that I'm most scared of.
Absolutely. That's the beautiful that he says us.
Yeah.
See, this is what I mean. This is why I think I'm definitely got mother instincts or some type of stereotypical maternal feelings, because I'd be like in tears.
Oh, yeah, I was.
Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. But you're so right. You're absolutely so right, because you have to think, I don't know, unless they've gone through a really, really traumatic experience during pregnancy or childbirth. But so many women I know have children and they automatically forget the pain. And they see other kids and they're like, oh my God, I just want that feeling again or whatever.
And the sleepless nights, you forget everything.
Yeah, you forget it all. And just the fact of
powerful.
Especially even my soon-to-be sister-in-law, she's literally, she looks at her kids growing up and she's like, oh, they don't need me anymore. They just they're eating adult food and, or going off now with their friends. One of our nieces, she's 10. And you can see she's at that stage now where she's growing up and she's like, yeah, so can I do this? And can I go here? And blah, 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 blah. You can see that stage of getting ready for secondary school. And you know, even just as an uncle, you can kind of see it and you're like, oh my God, she doesn't even, even the communication with me and her, like, it's very much like she does her thing now. You know, she doesn't wake up in the morning and like go to her uncle's room, like come to our room and be like, hey, can we do this? Like, she can actually be content by just putting on TV, watching TV, playing on her iPad, going in the kitchen, making some food. She doesn't need that level of entertainment, that stimuli. So it's just like, sometimes that part of you, you kind of think to yourself, oh.
Yeah. You have to remind yourself that this is not going to be forever. All this stuff that's happening now, like, even if there can be moments of frustration and you being like, this is really hard. Like, there'll be one day where, like you said, they don't even really look for you. They just kind of like do their thing. Yeah. That's definitely the most scary part.
Yeah, 100%. You don't, But I am really I'm so excited to be.
You'd be an amazing dad, man.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I do sometimes, I think the only thing I worry about in being a parent, and I'll be honest with you, I've always said it, is if I get like a headache, or I'm like, more so that, I know it sounds so strange, but my headaches take over my life. Like, I'm really like, I need to curl into a ball. And just having children going like, and you're like, oh my, like, my back is absolutely killing me at the moment. But like, there's a part of me that I can always get up, focus, even if I'm like struggling, which I am, I can still get on with my day, is what I mean.
Right.
But with my headaches, I'm just like, to have a headache and him on at work, I'll be like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like, you know? But people just say you make it work. Like, you just know how to...
You get more used to stuff as well. I think little things just kind of like fade away like that. You might find that that's not even a thing.
Yeah.
Because you just have to get on with it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm excited. I think I'm really excited for my partner to be a dad. I think that'd be absolutely... He's just going to... Because he is quite... he's quite particular in his ways, and he's quite organised and set in a certain way. Like, you know, he likes to know his plan of the day, and he's very, you know, routinely organised and stuff like that. Whereas I think children for him will help him to break a lot of that.
Let go. And
to live in a little bit of the not so much live in the now, but just to kind of break away from a regimented lifestyle a little bit. Because I think there's a quite beautiful space to live in with that. And it's something that I know that I live in quite a lot, and which is why I love to take a lot of his regimented lifestyle, because it gives me a little sense of order. Just because, you know, we could be sitting here on this sofa and all of a sudden we both get phone calls and like, right, we need a sax player and a vocalist, so you're not available. And before you know it, we're packing up and going to the gig.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, how did you find out about this gig? Like, obviously he's not like that now, but before he was like, didn't they know they needed a singer? And didn't they? And I'm like,
my wife's the same, man. When it first happened, she's just like, what's going on? This is mental, your life's crazy.
Yeah, I'm talking to him, I play like, oh babe, I've got to fly to like Paris tomorrow. And he's like, what? But what if you never had your passport back? You know, like, you just have to be ready, babe. Like, you just... You
get used. It took us a bit of time to get used to it as well. When it first happened, you're a bit just like, oh, what is this?
100%.
And then you do it for enough years, and it's like, okay, it's just what's happening.
Yeah, but it'd be good. It'd be really, really good for him. And I just feel like he's just got a lot of life to give. And he's so loving. Like, he's so loving. He's just like... It's probably one of his worst traits in some ways, because of the fact that everything for him leads with love.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? He will see past sometimes some flaws that you're like, babe, that's a mayday. But he just leads. He can't fault anything but leading with love. Like, it's just how he is. So, especially with children, he's got this thing where his heart just kind of flips. In this like upside down and just becomes so open and just like, you know,
that's beautiful, though, man.
So yeah, it'd be good to see him.
That's a good point. Like, it's one of the most important, like, exciting things actually. Like, seeing, because people don't say that enough. Like, the most exciting thing about actually having kids is seeing the other person like flourish through it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very exciting watching them, even though it's like kind of chaotic at the time. Like, it's a pretty amazing thing to watch.
Yeah.
You see a different side to them.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's always good to see different sides of people, even if you're, been together for years.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to see, like, even a different side to them.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And also as well, it's something you can experience that together. Like, so for example, like, I know that if we go off and do a gig that is like in front of like some incredible people, or it's in a gorgeous venue, or the view, or, things like that we experience are just being mind-blowing. It's something that I've experienced without him. And vice versa. Or like if I do a musical and we get nominated for an award, again, it's my glory.
Yeah.
And so having a child and being able to see the development and the impact of what our children have had from us as parents, and seeing that for face value with that, the effects of it in your everyday life, must be like incredible.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And do you manage to get him along to gigs? Many gigs?
Yeah, he'll come to like some if it works out, then yeah, I will drag him to some bits and stuff. And he does love it. He loves the element of it. I mean, he becomes quite hands-on because he's very good at, he used to be a DJ and like run events and things like that. So he gets to the point of like yeah, he's like, good, has the mic, no, feeding back, you need to sort this out. Where's this track? Whatever, they need to get the first dance. We need to play that like I'm doing stuff on my own.
Yeah.
And he can get very full on to the point where I just find that if I'm singing and he's out in the audience, my focus is him, because I know that he can tell me, does that sound all right?
Yeah.
Does that,
You're there just looking at him.
Do you know what I mean? It's so funny. And so many of my friends, like, they'll go to me and be like, you've been singing for years. Why is it you always look for him for like reassurance? And I'm like, because I know he's looking for the best of me. So I know he's just like...
Yeah, and he knows you're on a different level as well.
Yeah.
Different level of...
So he'd be like, do you know what I mean? It would come to me like, were you tired then? Was you tired in that second song? And I'm like, piss off. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But, yeah.
Yeah, I managed to... I'm going to take Roshana to a couple of one abroad gig this year would be quite nice.
Oh, nice.
Because it's just kind of me just playing for like with the DJ.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
it's like it's in Barcelona as well. So we're just going to go for like 3 days and basically just spend one of the days just kind of looking around, eat some food, stay in a nice hotel.
Yeah.
Then the next day just do a bit of a sound check, chill out for a bit more, have some more food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
And
it's
then
like
how long's your set?
Like 3 hours.
Okay.
It's fine. It's like a DJ sax thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to actually do stuff like that and manage to like talk to each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Not like dad, mum, mum, like that kind of thing. Be nice just to kind of.
True. And that's what I think is very important as well, to make sure that you make time for each other when things have changed.
They say it's one of the most important things, even for the kids' lives. Just to give, like, we try and do either a date day or a date night at least once every 2 weeks, if not once a month. We try and get it more in than that, but when it's like crazy periods, you know what it's like. Yeah. But just some time just to kind of like, chat to each other, check in, see if everyone's all right, speak to each other properly. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Even us now, like, just because of our lifestyles and what we do, it's sometimes so nice to kind of just check in and be like, you still breathing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm too. Cool, let's go.
Yeah.
Just those little moments and little pockets of things to look forward to. So like even today I was just planning, because we're taking our parents to see our wedding venue.
Nice. You're doing everything at that wedding, really, like getting married, everything.
Yeah,
like
so we were going to go to a church and then and get married, because I've always wanted to get married in a church, but a bit difficult. But yeah. So, but we got
especially out of London.
Yeah,
I think in London you might be right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. True. Yeah. There's a lot of churches that we could go to and still get married.
But when it's in the country, it's a bit more just like.
Yeah, they've got the
views,
beliefs and values. Yeah. So, but we actually wrote off to this church and asked them whether we can get married in their church and stuff. And it was a gorgeous church, and it's down the road from our wedding venue, and they gave us a beautiful email that I've kept, and it was just like a lovely message and just saying like, yeah, due to obviously their religious beliefs, they're unable to do that, but they were just so honoured that we asked them, and it was just a lovely email. Yeah, so now we're going to do everything on site. But one of the things that I really want is to have, obviously you have to have a registrar, but I want a celebrant as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I want to kind of normalize and make the wedding us, as opposed to someone just reading and being like, yeah, cool, and, you know, doing all the right things. But then I want it to kind of be a bit personal and someone to make people laugh and stuff like that. And yeah, I might just get like a drag queen up or something.
That'll be a vibe.
yeah. But,
fuck you, church.
Yeah, innit? Exactly. So
yeah, it's a funny thing, isn't it? Because like I got married in a church, but I mean, I'm not religious or anything, but it's just I know a lot of people who just wouldn't do it just because because they're not religious, they just feel like it would be the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
And you can't really get married. Like I didn't know if you get married on someone's land, they then have to advertise it as a wedding venue, or they have to like. It's a bit weird, the laws.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's one of the things that we were looking at. What I was looking at, because I'm literally just like, I love this whole planning. I love planning events anyway. So planning a wedding has just been like,
your own one as well. It's amazing.
Yeah, but I was looking at like gorgeous like estate homes that had loads of space and we could just build. But then they were like, you can't get married on, and you have to do all these type of things to get married on site, unless you wanted to just hold the reception here and get married somewhere else and then come. And so he was thinking about different things, but it was just like, no, this is no point. And then obviously we found our wedding venue that was just like a great bargain. So it was just like, this is incredible. And there's so much land. So it's just like the wedding venue's there, but they've got enough space on there to probably have about 10 or 12 wedding venues.
Really?
And still not hear what's going on in the next.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why is it so cheap?
I don't know. We'll probably get there and we all get sunken in the underground or something. Do you know what I mean? I have no idea like why it's so. I really don't know.
It's amazing though, man.
Yeah, it's just like for me. I look at. We went to when we found it, we was looking it up and stuff, and I thought this is too good to be true. So I sent it to my partner because sometimes I can like not read between the lines and you know I miss things out. And then he was looking. He was like, "No, something's got to be wrong." And then we went there and then we checked out the venue and was like, this is more than what we need.
Yeah.
Like, this is incredible. And stuff. And then I spoke to this other band that I perform with, the owner of that, and he was saying to me, he was like, oh my God, yeah, like we perform there all the time. Like, it's a great venue.
So he knows some people about it.
Yeah, so then it helped. And I was like, oh wow. And he goes, by any chance, like, how much did you get it for? Whatever. And I was like, telling him, and he was just like, that is insane. Like, he goes, I didn't expect you to get it for that price, whatever. I said, we went on a search that day for wedding venues, and the one we went to before, which I was like, I love it. It's absolutely perfect. The only thing I didn't like is that you drive up and you see like the wedding venue.
I remember you saying
and then you turn right and it's like, that's where we were having a wedding. And I was like, well, no, I like that.
Yeah.
And it was like 44 grand to have the whole thing. And I'm just like, and that's not even decorating it. That's nothing to do with all that. And you're like, that is insane. And then you find a wedding venue, it's like under 7 grand. And you're like, what? And we've got all of this. And you're like,
yeah, that's
insane. Mad. And I was reading the bits even today, and it was like saying it comes with like tables and chairs,
wow,
you know, and things like that or whatever. And you're just like, the cutlery, the utensils, like the cutlery and things like that. But you're just like,
and the cut-off time's a big one as well.
Yeah,
that's massive.
I was like, literally, he came to us when we first met, and he was like, just so you know, you can go on to 12 noon if you want. There's no noise restrictions or whatever and stuff. And we was like, okay. My partner was just like buzzing, nipples hard, everything like that. It was just like, let's just go. And I was just like, babe, we have to start this wedding at 6 p.m. because what is going on? Like, I'll be knackered.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, we did hit on to
You're not having, what you said before, I think you said you're not having a band just because you thought it would be a bit more like.
Yeah, I mean, so I think band-wise, we want to have live music like at the beginning in the sense of like ceremony, wedding breakfast. We don't have mind having live music then. in the party, the reception part, we don't really want it. Simply just for the mere fact of I know there's going to be a lot of musicians and people there and stuff that are going to be there and watching friends perform, and it's going to be like, hey, yeah, and I don't want that. I want people to kind of feel free. And,
yeah, makes sense.
You know, be listening to DJs or whatever and playing music. One thing we will be adding is I wouldn't mind like some little snippets of live performances on there.
What, during the evening bit?
Yeah, during the evening bit. I mean, I'm saying it now and she doesn't even know this, but she's just someone who's always at the top of my mind when I think about like having that is, and also because when we were dating, me and my partner, he loves like house music and stuff. And he was playing this artist and he goes, I love this girl's voice. Oh my God, it's insane. And it was, I don't know if you know her, Zoe Kipri.
Yeah, I know Zoe.
Zoe, yeah. And I'm really good friends with her. And he was like, I just love her. And I was like, is it? And he's like, yeah, yeah. And it's always been in my mind. And I was like, if we were to have performances at the evening, that part, I would love her because she could perform her songs and it would be very fluid and stuff, and it will make sense. So things like that, I wouldn't mind having a selection of singers coming on. One thing we do want is like horn players during the reception. Like that's just like a thing we just want throughout and stuff like that. But
so you're doing it midweek, so is that why?
Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
Well? Yeah, nice. That's
well, the thing is, on the weekend it's like 10 grand. And I was like,
makes you think is are all other venues just fucking over bride and grooms, groom and grooms? Well, bride and brides.
The venue that I absolutely loved,
just extortionate.
They were charging the 44,000, right? And they said, if you book now, we'll give you 2026 rates. This was last year because the 2026 rates were coming in. However, if you wait after this cutoff point, we're gonna obviously introduce our 2027, and we're gonna give you those. However, on average, it goes up 5 to 7 grand.
What?
So a year.
Fuck.
So my partner was like, but why? We're not getting more space. No. We're not providing anything more. We're not getting more lighting or whatever.
Nowhere near that
so
much.
Why on earth are you going up? It's just ridiculous. So it's like...
Maybe that's what they do and then it just never ends.
Yeah. And I get it because a lot of self-employed suppliers, like they do tend to kind of go like, my rates have gone up this year, blah, 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 blah. But in actual fact, when you really look at it, like... But I'm getting the same products as you would have done.
But that's over 10%. That's like 12% every year going up.
A joke.
Yeah.
An absolute joke. And I was like,
imagine if you did that to your rates, it would be mental.
Can
you
do
that every single year. You just go on forever.
Oh my God, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, just that.
Do you know what I mean? Wait till 2030, I'll be
rolling it.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like,
yeah, that's weird, man. It does make you think, though, that a lot of people, maybe a lot of venues are crazily expensive.
Yeah,
for no reason.
They are. They're absolutely. But again, it's that thing that a lot of people would say. The moment you say wedding, they just kind of just add a few zeros on top of it and, you know, go from there. But
we were very lucky, really. We Roshana's parents' house, and they got a little bit of land, so we just put up a teepee, and then had like kind of portaloos, and basically just had like a 3-day festival.
Yeah,
that's basically
nice.
what we did. Just had like lots of time, like had a kind of like bit of time by the teepee the day before, and then went to the pub by the beach because it's right by the beach. Obviously, the day of went to the church.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, did that, and then the next day was like, what did we do the next day? I think we just did a full beach day. Did like a beach party the next day. There was like a 3-day event, but just with like paella and then with sourdough pizzas, and it was just very chilled. Like Club Live performed, but it wasn't wasn't a crazy amount, or just like a couple of sets, and then her cousin's a DJ, so they just DJed after that, and it went on till like 6 a.m. And it's just you could do that because it was in the middle of nowhere. And there's no restrictions. You could get all your own booze. A couple of the like local brewers bought loads of like kegs of beer.
Yeah.
So we just kind of did it that way.
Did you find yourself that because this is the thing as well, that was your mind going into Club Live when you were at the wedding? Like, as in, was you thinking about that arrangement, or that didn't sound... You was just...
No,
okay.
just
That's the one thing I always worry about. Like...
Not at all.
Yeah, I think, am I going to be in my head thinking like, oh, you didn't learn that song, did you? You know, or blah, blah. Just little things like that. But when I have asked that question, a lot of people
depends who you are. I think it was if it's people you don't know, then maybe you would do that. But I think it's because people you know, you trust them.
You trust
them with your heart. Because it's like it was Chloe and Tess. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're at the front, and it's like, you know, Lee was there, Scott was there, so all the people at the front. Like, okay, I trust these people.
Of course.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think that makes a difference. If it was loads of randoms,
then
you didn't know, you'd be a bit like, what's going on?
Well, this is what some people have said to us, like, why don't you just get like a band that you would never normally have? And I get that, and I do understand it. Like they were saying, like you can get like a ska band, which is really fun and cool and quite quirky and stuff.
Mariachi. My wife wanted a mariachi band.
Is it?
Yeah, we just didn't work out budget-wise in the end, but
yeah,
that's pretty fun for early in the day.
Yeah, well, they were saying to do something like that, and at least you could break it up. But I was like, yeah, that could be cool, but it's just, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, something about knowing the people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And also as well, what's helped is that a lot of people have come to us and been like, oh, I'd love to sing at the wedding, or I'd love to sing at the wedding, you know, and you're just like, oh, okay, cool, this is working out. So, you know, this is brilliant. So it's
you know,
really,
a lot of
really
great
good.
people, so
yeah,
that makes a difference. You don't realise how many great people you know until like stuff like this comes up, and then you're like, oh, this is gonna be easy.
100%.
Don't have to worry about the music part.
Yeah,
that's one. Because that's guess what, like bride and grooms have to worry about, right?
Yeah.
When they come to it, if they don't know anything about music or don't know any musicians, it's like, right, go on Google. Oh shit, there's like millions of people.
Yeah, there's so many bands and things like that. But
so many agents.
So
the agent websites, you're like, oh, they've got like 3,000 sax players.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I'm really excited about it.
It'll be amazing, man.
I'm looking forward to it. And I'm excited, but I'm also nervous about the fact that it's going to come to an end.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Like,
best day of your life, man.
Yeah.
Like everyone you know and everyone you love. Have you got your suit sorted?
So mine, we went to one shop and we found, it was the first shop we went to, and we literally found the suits. And we were like, I was like, no, we need to do some more looking around. And he was like, babe, if we found it, because he hates shopping, he's like, if we found it, what's the problem? I'm like, I want to look around. But then we found these suits, which are amazing. We know that we're going to get changed. However, I then found a suit for myself. And I was like, I didn't like the fact that he knew what I was going to wear, because obviously we wore it in front of each other. And I was like, I don't want him to know what I'm going to wear. But I found this suit and I'm in love with it. And so I've said to him, do you mind if I wear this suit and you wear a suit, and then we get changes to a suit that's basically the suit that we found. So we can go into that. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, babe, I don't mind. So this suit that I want, you can't buy, it has to get made. And I didn't feel like I was the right size, but now I've dropped in weight and stuff, and I'm just like, okay.
So you get tailored specifically to you?
Yeah, so I want to get it tailored specifically to kind of do that. But I'm just like, I actually don't know where to go to do it. So I've just been like nudging people and stuff to kind of like...
What, to get it tailored?
Like made, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting stuff tailored is such a strong move, though.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realise how much difference it made.
100%. It's made to fit and stuff. And also as well, I think before, I was like a stone heavy, and I was like, I don't want to try it on now or go and get someone, to design, tailor it and stuff. But then a lot of people were saying to me, you can still go and they can just alter it and just take it in and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't think of that. So in answer to your question, we've kind of found our suits, but yeah, we haven't done anything.
If you make it smaller, they can't make it bigger, right?
Yeah,
so you can do
exactly,
it that way around. So if you're getting bigger, then
funny enough though, like my soon-to-be brother-in-law, like he had a suit and they'd made an error on it because they made he's quite long-limbed, and they made the blazer length on the arm quite short. And so they noticed they were adding, I don't know if you've probably seen it on certain blazers where they'll have the material and then they'll add like an extra kind of cuff of like black silky thing. And what they done is they extended it and almost doubled it. So it was a bigger cuff, but it was really nice. Like, such a lovely suit. And obviously that was an occasion where he got to like add to the material, but still then it's very, like you said, it is very difficult to add.
Yeah. Well, I guess keeping the same material is kind of hard to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved doing it. I kind of went for a stage of doing all my suits that I had. Just the ones that I liked anyway, just took them to the tailor and just said, can you just make these look as good as possible?
Is it?
Because I lost like There was one stage where I think I lost like 3 stone or something. So then I was just like, right, can I just get these tailored so they just fit nicely? It makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Did you, on your wedding, have more than one shirt?
No.
Okay. Do you sweat a lot? You don't?
Not really, no.
Yeah, see, my partner sweats a lot.
Right.
So I said, you need more than one shirt, please.
It's quite nice to have it, just to mix it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I didn't really do it on gigs. I know a lot of people do it on gigs, right? Just have like a couple of spares.
Yeah.
I always bring a couple of spares anyway.
Yeah.
The amount of times when someone hasn't bought one or
true.
a bit of spillage
that's
or
so
something,
true.
I just always have one in my
I usually do that with Inez.
Yeah, that happens as well.
I always bring Inez because there's always that kind of thing. It's like, oh my God, I brought the other bag and not my other bag and whatever. And I literally have I always carry 2 spare Inez.
Yeah, I've got the same in my bag.
And then I will always carry a spare in it in my car.
Right.
So, because I know that I would always take my car to a gig, more or less. So I have that spare. So I'm just like, if there was a case where I've got in my car and didn't pack the Inez, I'm like, oh, God knows.
Or if someone else has fucked it.
Yeah, exactly.
That can happen as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got my Inez. Yeah, okay. So cool. Take this.
Yeah, there is actually that. So, yeah.
That's amazing though, man. I'm sure it'll be incredible.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it.
When is it? Soon?
7/7/27.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're doing a lot of bit planning towards that, but it's just the finance.
My sister's birthday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, cute.
Yeah. So basically, the reason why we had 7/7/27 is because on the 7th of July 2020, I asked him to be my partner, and then 4 years later, on the 7th of July 2024, he proposed to me.
Nice.
And then obviously it'll be 7 years from the 7th of July 2020 to when we get married, 7/7/27. And he's got a thing about 2 and 7.
Okay.
So, and he was born on the 2nd of July. Originally, he wanted to get married on that day, but I was like, he's a twin, so I don't fancy celebrating our anniversary, not only on his birthday, but his sister's as well. And it's like, I was just like, no, thanks. So, we went for our own little date, which meant a lot to us. So, yeah. And it's a Wednesday, which is good. So,
nice.
You know, a lot can be like, yeah, I can definitely make it. Whereas a Saturday is just like, it's the worst. It's in July.
Right.
It's just like a joke.
Yeah, you don't want to be people kind of either feeling resentful or, being annoyed, like standing there. You want it to just be like chilled, right?
Exactly. So, you have to just cancel like a residency gig for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to that bloody big wedding event.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
it'll be the best day of your life, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Bring on the spending. Bloody hell, honestly. Even when I was doing this musical, like, because I said to myself, this year, everything is just literally funded for the wedding. So, thankfully, I was like doing this tour. But then I found myself every single week I was getting paid. It was just going into a pot, going into a pot, to a point where I probably spent about a week and a half's worth of wages just on myself of just like things. But other than that, I've just kept it all in a pot just for the wedding. But that's how I'm now planning everything. I've said to myself, like, every gig I do, I'm going to try and put between 60 and 70% away.
Great.
And then keep, alongside obviously taxes and stuff, but like keep the rest out of that for...
It's a great way to do it.
Yeah, because I was just like, I didn't know whether, because obviously I get different levels of income, didn't know whether to kind of say like, oh, this work I can keep for myself and then this I will put aside. But then I was like, just every penny counts. So if I do that and pocket, then I've got money aside for this. And so, you know what I mean? It's just but also as well, everything's on the road towards the wedding and it would just make it easier for both of us when it comes to like paying off certain things. And we're just like, right, cool. We've got this and got that. Because right now we're in the midst of like extending our lease and that costs us nearly $7,000. And,
right.
It's just constantly pay out.
Oh, yeah. Especially at the moment.
Yeah.
Then if you drive, like, fucking hell. Topping on my car is basically doubled.
Yeah, the petrol's gone up, hasn't it?
Mate, it's mental.
That is a joke.
Yeah, literally it's doubled the amount it costs us to top up our car.
That is great. Just bear with me. I realised we're going to get back.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Go for it.
Hold on one sec.
He's gone very quiet.
Yeah.
He seems a bit calmer now. Maybe he had some, like, excess energy.
Yeah.
You can smell Layla. Is that what it is? Smell the dog. You a bit more relaxed around me now?
And it's a little lie down.
I'm trying not to look at you. I don't excite you. He's looking at my head. It's like, why is that bald head?
Isn't it?
Never seen a bald man before.
Good boy, Pox. Yeah, a little lie down.
That's very
okay,
cute.
go
That's
for
very
it.
sweet. You're a cutie. What's this? I'm trying not to look at you because I'll definitely excite you again.
Set him off.
Just do this.
Isn't it?
We're talking about weddings and life.
But
well, I'm glad that I'm glad that our society has got to a position and a time when it can let people who love each other just get married.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like still things that like the church stuff will happen, but it's like I don't know. It feels nice that we are moving in a way that's a bit more positive. Well, it's much more positive.
100%. And what's good as well is that also it doesn't feel normal. So when I talk to people about the fact that we got basically rejected from a church, people are like, "What?"
Yeah.
And that also feels very nice that it doesn't feel normal to kind of go,
But I wonder if people around that area would think it would be normal. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Because of where we live, and we live in such a metropolitan, forward-thinking bubble of London and bubble of these areas. Like, I wonder if around that area they'd be like, it's just,
that's just part of it.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah. And I understand, it's like me going to a Muslim church and saying that we're a same-sex couple, can we get married, in the mosque and stuff. But I can, but it's just the fact of it's nice when there's quite a large population of people that also think that's a bit, crazy that that's still happening. But
I've done same-sex Jewish weddings.
Oh, is it?
I did one, we did one, and Club Life did one a few years ago.
Oh, nice. Is it?
Yeah. And the vibe wasn't weird. It kind of felt like very inclusive and very...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Kind of normalised.
Love.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So it's nice that we are getting to that space of, doing stuff. I actually put a thing on my Instagram the other day that I was like, this is an opportunity for anyone who wants to do it. And I think it'd be a great opportunity is the fact of when we're looking, I'm looking on Instagram websites or whatever for like groom and groom stuff. It's so difficult.
Right.
And I mean, just things, maybe it's for like a stag or whether it's for just like things that you'd have in the pre-up to your wedding on the wedding day. There's just nothing. There's nothing there, whether it's pajamas or whatever. You've got things with bride and groom, so they come as sets, but there's nothing really for like grooms or like anyone of same-sex relationships.
You just have to buy 2 lots.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm just like...
Get rid of the bride ones.
Yeah. And I'm like, that is just so crazy that it's still around, that's still a thing. And I was just like, someone should... And I got so many messages of people going, I didn't even think about that. It's so true. Like...
Gap in the market.
Yeah. So I was saying to people like, you should get onto it and try and do something about it. And stuff. But people were like going, you can go into Etsy and you can design your own stuff or whatever. And I said, absolutely. And I've got no problem with designing your own stuff, but it's the fact that I've got nothing to lead towards. So for example, if I was looking at like, bride and groom stuff, I can, even if I didn't want to use it, I've got variations of different things that I could look at to say what I don't like and what I do like. Whereas the groom stuff, I can look at a groom stuff and be like, oh, I have the same thing, but I want an opposite. I want something that looks different.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But there isn't any at them from what I've seen. So, yeah. But a lot of people were saying to me, they were like, yeah, you're right. I didn't
You just need
notice
one
that.
industrious friend just to be like, oh, I can do that now.
Yeah.
Just someone who's kind of got clued up on that stuff or was motivated to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
One industrious person.
Who would just grab onto it, because I'm just like, absolutely, same-sex weddings are happening in abundance. So get onto it, because it would be an absolute joy to be able to see things for us and go like, oh yeah, amazing, yeah, I'll buy that. I'll get onto it and stuff. Especially where it isn't it's not very known. Anyone starting up now make good killing. If it's good and good quality and stuff and whatever, There's a friend of mine that designs these cups, like personalized cups or whatever, really good quality and stuff. And I was saying to him, he was like, yeah, we personalised that. And, you know, you could have it at your weddings, like especially on the receptions or at parties and events. And I was like, other than places like Etsy, I wouldn't know where to get those cups. And there's quite a nice memorabilia as well. So I was like, that's something you need to promote a lot more and stuff. And he was like, yeah, but it's
you
just...
definitely keep all those things. We've got loads of stuff that we've kept. Even like little stones that we just write bride and groom on.
Yeah,
like from the beach, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
You keep it in your house forever.
Of course you do. Like, because you can find a place where, I mean, you know, it's different if it's like, for example, like a fan. And people have like fans at the wedding. You'd only use that again if you go somewhere that's hot. Now, because obviously you live in London, it's very rare that we'll have, you know, days where it's really, really hot that you need a fan. And then when you do, far and few, you probably forget to bring the fan with you.
Yeah.
And it's got all the thing about it where it's got, you know, whereas if you've got like a cup or stones, you can use a stone as like an ornament or a paperweight or whatever it is. There's so many different things that you can do, you know, with those type of stuff. Like cups, you could just put that in a cupboard. That's perfect for like in a home. If you've got a garden, you just, instead of putting out your glass cups, you give them one of your plastics. You know, it's perfect, easy to wash.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know how I got to just have cups, but you know.
No,
As
I like
you do.
Yeah. Calm down a bit now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Relaxed. It's like, I've had my exercise now, I'm chilled. Cool blue.
In earpox. I'm just getting some more treats, to be honest. He's run out of treats.
Oh, yeah. Imagine he eats quite a lot.
Yeah, he can... To be fair, he'll have 400 grams a day. No, 800 grams a day. 400 in the morning, 400 at night. However, he will snack in between. If we gave him more, he would absolutely eat it.
Yeah.
You know, we've had occasions where he's been tipping over the bin. Because
Right.
we've chucked in like obviously dinner.
Just smell
and
it.
he's just
That's
like,
for me.
and just at it. And we're like, oh my God. So we've actually...
So when you think that all dogs came from wolves, with this kind of dog, you can understand it.
Yeah.
But then when you see like a chihuahua, you're just like, huh?
Yeah.
How's that happened?
Yeah, that's so, yeah.
Over like hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years. How they've developed, became domesticated.
See, look, this is how he is with me. He's very much like...
He's just sussing me out. He's like, you seem like a wrestling type. Why are we not wrestling?
Yeah.
Because with my boy, like I said, I'm very hands-on.
It's funny. So our neighbour, which is literally opposite us, they are incredible, honestly. But for him, I believe he feels like he has one house and it's connected with that. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he'll sometimes go out there and then it'd be like, he knows their schedule. So he'll get to like after 6, 7 o'clock and he starts scratching at the door.
Really?
Yeah, or jumps
because he knows they
up
finished work.
Tries to open the door.
That's pretty cool. Cool neighbours then.
And then, literally they'll be like, sometimes they'll just open the door and be like, they won't even say nothing to me or not a partner. I'll just open the door and be like, come on, come in.
That's one thing I do miss a bit about London, is the neighbours.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's so... There's definitely a sense of community on roads and in buildings.
Yeah.
Huge sense of community.
Where are you now?
Worthing, South Coast.
Isn't it not like that? I would say, I thought it would have been better.
It's weird, like, not... Maybe it's just the street that I live on, but not with neighbours, but with, like, people. Definitely, they're way more, like, calm, like, approach you, everyone talk to each other. And because it's such a small area, you run into people all the time. Whereas, like, in London, I never felt like I ran into people, because you always just, like, go into a different area, especially with what we do.
Yeah, of
go
course.
to, like, Green Park, or you go into Mayfair, or you go into different areas, you know, you go into Hackney, go into these different areas. Whereas now, you could just go into town and you run into, like, 10 different people that you know.
How long have you been in Worthing for?
Coming up to 2 years, coming up to 3 years, I think.
Nice. Do you like it?
Yeah, because we're in London for like, I was in London for 16 years. And then, just got to the point where we were thinking we need some more space.
Absolutely.
And like, we're getting to the point now where our budget, we don't know what we can do with this. Like, so we're just like, okay, let's move. We had a few friends who lived around there and Brighton and stuff. But yeah, it's very, it's kind of like, the place we live is obviously notoriously quite an old, kind of like Eastbourne. But it's getting like, you can see everyone's kind of moving there from London and Brighton.
Yeah.
So it's getting like a younger and younger population. There's lots of good food, lots of good coffee shops, lots of good music. And it's like, it's obviously very kind of forward thinking and liberal and stuff. And it's it's a good place to bring up kids, man.
Yeah.
Just because they're, it's thinking about schools as well now. Like, it's so different from when we were in school. Like, there's things on the wall talking about emotions and different colours, specifying to the different emotions. I mean, I think when I was in school, it would be nothing like that. There's understanding about obviously autism, understanding about dyslexia, all these different traits that kids have that they used to just kind of shun away and be like, no, you're just a bit stupid, or you can't really, you can't concentrate, so you're a difficult child. Put you over here. But the kind of understanding of that is so much more refreshing now. Yeah, and so much better. They're really thinking about those things.
Yeah, I love that. Even in get a bit about side. Even in my nephew's school, they have just even little things like they're all named after a country.
Right.
So I have Jamaica class, and they've got Ireland, and they've got Kenya, and But little things like that, it just helps. And then what they'll do is in class, they'll talk about the country and what
that's cool.
The favourite foods are, what the what's it called? When it's the homeland's food, they'll talk about those type of stuff.
Right. National dishes or
national
cuisines,
dishes, that's it, yeah. So talk about different things like that, but it just helps them to kind of understand different cultures and things.
Opens their minds up.
Yeah. And
stops that kind of stupid ignorance.
Exactly. Exactly.
Our kids are the same, but it's artists.
Yeah.
So you have different artists like Hearst, Cobra, what are the other ones? I can't remember any of those, but it's different artists from around the world.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a similar vibe.
Oh, that's their classrooms are named.
Yeah, that's what they're named after.
Oh, nice.
It's quite a cool way of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely have said to my partner, once we've had kids, give it to their age, 4 or something. I just really want to move out and get a house, but I don't mind where. I don't honestly. I don't mind if it's in Liverpool. I don't mind if it's Manchester, whatever. I just want somewhere that we get more for our money, we get space. Our kids can. For me, I'm all about options. I'm all about knowing that I'm open to options rather than feeling restricted. So if we wanted to send them to private school, we know that financially we could do it. And yeah, of course it comes as a compromise, but we could do it and do that. Whereas and still go on holiday and whatever. Whereas if we was here, it would mean that we probably could do it, but we'd be working a lot.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't see much of each other. Don't know about the kids. Don't know how many holidays we can go on. You know what I mean? The lifestyle just changes. And for me, I've always been a person that I just love nice things. I do. I just, I love, do you know what I mean? I say that in the sense of I love nice things that I just, if I could travel first class all the time and whatever, I just love nice things like that.
It's just nicer, isn't it?
Yeah. But I know you know what I mean? It can't always work out like that. But that's where I like. So I try to position myself financially and work-wise and attitude-wise to that standard to push and always want more and do more to be able to sustain that type of or to grasp those type of things.
Well, I think that's the advantage of private school, isn't it? I just remember speaking to a few people at private school and they're people there almost just expect you're going to do well financially because everyone around them is doing that.
Yeah.
So it's just the expectation of that high level is there.
Absolutely.
And as soon as you shift your mindset to that, that can be more attainable.
100%. And I do believe that a school is also down to the individual. That's one thing my mum always used to tell, she used to use as an ethos when picking schools for me and my sister. We went to completely different schools. I went to a boys' school, Catholic, and it was in Barnet, and we was living in Islington. And it was first a grammar school, and just before I got there, it changed and went into just a standard
They're supposed to be great schools.
Yeah.
Catholic schools, right?
Yeah. And it was really good. Very, very, very academic. But pushed me in areas that I didn't believe I was very strong at. I love maths and stuff like that, but English and all the other stuff, I was just oh my God, no. But I came out of really good GCSEs, but also it's because of the fact of my peers were also very much knowledge lovers. They were very intellects, they're great intellects, and they all came from different walks of life, and it was just a wonderful space to be in. But I believe I was in there because my mum knew my character and knew where I'd probably prosper and develop. And then my sister, that's when my parents moved out to Essex, and my sister went to a mixed school. And she was a little bit more like tomboyish than me and stuff. But she went there and she just loved it. But she has a lot more focus than me. I can be quite easily influenced when I was younger. But she was a lot more focused and stuff, and she got along better with boys. So it's, as well with girls, but she just got a better relationship, I think, with boys, just because she's quite straight talking. She's very much like, she says what she says, she means what she means. She does have emotion in it, but she's quite, and a lot of stereotypical boys were very much like that. They're just very much like, there's no hidden agendas in it.
Yeah.
It's
like girls with brothers. The girls with brothers are particular, like my wife's like, she got 3 brothers. And they're very much just like, this is the way it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she's very much like that, which is why she prospered in her school and stuff. So I do believe a school is very much chosen.
Did you do that for your whole of your secondary school? Were you at the Catholic one? Or did you change when you moved?
No, I stayed. So I was there throughout. We were in Islington till I was 17. Then, funny enough, I got a house through the council when I was 17, and I lived there. And it was in Islington, Finsbury Park. And then my parents moved out to Essex with mum, dad, and sister. And then I moved back with them when I was 27, 28. Just soon after my mum and dad split up. And then and then I moved out of Essex nearly 5 years ago and got here with my fiance.
Amazing.
So so it's been a bit of a journey, but it's funny.
What's the music like in the Catholic school then? Do you have a musical side to it?
Yeah, they do, but it's very like classical and
operatic.
Like church. Like, I was just like, absolutely not. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh my God. But I mean, I was part of it, and it's so funny because my mum has a very similar sense of humour to me, and we went for a parents' evening in year 9. You know, we had to do your choices, your options and stuff. And I remember the music team, the music team went to my mum and said, oh yeah, so we really think that Duane Lamonte should do music for GCSEs. And my mum started laughing. She's like, absolutely not. Like, but because my mum and dad were very much from the world of, he's good at it, so he don't need to be doing all that.
And the syllabus is so old school.
Yeah, very. Yeah. But they were like, he doesn't, if he's doing that, he will do something else. But what my mum's always said now, and she goes, that was so stupid. I should have put you into that, because anything that will get you close to getting better grades in your GCSE, that's where I should have put you. As opposed to, not that it was her decision, but like, as opposed to kind of trying something new, like design and technology, which I had no idea. I didn't do that. But like,
because basically you just have to sing a song incredibly accurately. And if you do that, you get literally a full mark.
Exactly.
So what I did, I played a song exactly as it was on the page, got full marks every time, because it's literally all you have to do.
Exactly. And so that's why my mum was like, that was stupid. Why did we not do that? Like, it did me so much,
I guess the heart was in the right place, because you was saying, oh, he's really good at that. So, and he's got outside influence, like your family, right? Yeah. So you wouldn't need help from you. That's probably what she's thinking in her head.
I think she also spoke a lot because my dad would come from that. That's how my dad was. He was just very much like music. He's like, you've got it. He's my biggest champion. Nice. He believes I'm better than anyone that's ever lived. And as he's just like...
I love that though.
Honestly, he would talk to me when he's like I'd done this TV show, and I remember I'd done Billie Jean. And I was dancing on it, and it was really good performance. It was amazing. You can see it now on YouTube, things like that, whatever. And he literally was like, you're better than Michael Jackson, your thing. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, and he's like, no, you're just bloody incredible. But everything is just like,
oh, that's amazing though. Big up pops.
Yeah. The funny thing is though, he says it to other people, not me. But he's very much like that. But he's very emotional.
And that's that generation. that generation is like, oh, we'll talk about you, but you'll never hear it. Do you know what I mean? We'll like say really positive things. We'll never say it to your face.
Yeah, never.
my parents are a little bit like that as well. They'll just say to Roshana how amazing I am, and I'm like, I like to hear that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. My mum's good. She would say things like that. She's like, oh, God, just so proud of you and da-da-da-da, whatever. But she's very much the critic. She's very much the person that will be like, no, you wasn't delivering there, or my God, your acting's getting really good, or you need to work on the breathing control in your song on that. And I'm like, oh my God. Whereas my dad is just like, I don't care. Most amazing people they can't be great at like every performance. So he's just like,
so your fiance is a little bit like your mum then.
Yes.
There's definitely correlations between
absolutely. He's like my mum when it comes to those type of things. He's just got he's got a list of things. So he's just like, right, you need to do this and do that and da da da. And why was that happening? And he's just very much critical on that side. But funny thing is that I've realised that his mannerisms and the way he is very much like my dad. Like he's very like he's just how he is and how he approaches certain conversations and things is very similar to how my dad would. Just because as well with my mum, as much as she's a critic, she's also very sensitive and very like, she's quite soft in her nature to some degree, which I am. And my partner doesn't really have that. He's soft, he's quite tactile, but he's not emotionally soft.
Right.
Like I couldn't, if I came to him and was like, oh, I just feel a bit like I've just done this gig and feel a bit poo about it and stuff. And he's like, oh, is it? Why? Did someone say it was poo? And I was like, no, like, I just feel like that performance I gave wasn't great. And he's like, why? Did someone say it? And I'm like, no, babe, I feel like that. And he's like, so no one said it and you said it. And he goes, right. And he goes, so did anyone walk off when you were singing or did, and I was like, no, people will go and they'll say it's really good or whatever. And he's like, cool, so it was good then. But he doesn't understand the internal thing that makes sense to me that also matters. You know, that kind of...
I think it's also medical brain. Because my wife is like this. It's like, oh, they're either dead or they're not. Or it could be as literally as fact as that. It's like,
that's
oh,
it.
Have you got something? Oh, they're dead. Or they're alive.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's probably why we all are attracted to people like that, because they couldn't be more different to us. Because we're sensitive musicians who are like analysing every little thing, and they're just like, right, I've got to deal with this situation, and if I don't, then someone dies.
Yeah. Even when I talk to him and I say to him like, babe, I can't believe it. We done this gig and the food was awful, or oh my God, the hotel was like disgusting and whatever. I didn't even put my suitcase in there. And he'd be like, oh, okay, well, I just dealt with a 17-year-old hanging and, you know, and I'm like, you know what I mean, someone's head got amputated on the train track. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's another world, man.
Yeah, it's a whole different...
They're built differently.
Do you know what I mean?
Those people are built differently.
Even when we went to a friend of ours' wedding, and she's very well known and stuff like that. And she had like, it was all filmed for television, and OK Magazine was there and stuff. And it was all very like gorgeous, stunning in Italy, like beautiful wedding venue. It was just wonderful. And while we were at the canapes and drinks reception, there was a moment where like some of the family members ran down and was like, oh my God, like the wife's dad just collapsed or whatever, blah, the granddad just collapsed or whatever. Is there any medics? Is there anything? And obviously I was with Morgan. Morgan was like, and then the brother came over to me and he was like, mate, where's Morgan? Like, can you help out or whatever? And then he went up and stuff. But it's just so funny, not funny, but obviously he was fine. And, you know, he got back and we had our wedding breakfast and everything that with party and it was all good. But it's just funny that no matter what, which is what I love about his job, is that no matter who you are, no matter where you come from in the world, no matter how much on you you've got, like Morgan will always normalize a situation in regards to humble it in the sense of we all need, regardless of whatever it is, we all need the same assistance when it comes to our health.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think it's that's a moment that I shared with him that I realized, oh my God, like none of this actually matters. Do you know what I mean? It's wonderful that you can be in a situation to have more of, or, whatever it is. But I just think it's lovely to be with someone who I'm with to kind of help put perspective in and understanding.
Did you feel a swell of pride? Because even when you were telling that story, I felt a swell of pride for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you see them like a little bit, it's just them at work. Because this is what it's like. Like, I want to be a fly on the wall at Rashawn's work. Just to be like...
Yeah, of course.
Just see it and see them in action in different lights. It's sexy, man. It's sexy seeing people like doing something well. Like, very, very attractive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the fact that even you're saying about your partner, like, there's so much joy that she brings on a daily basis to people's lives. And because of her expertise and her knowledge, she's able to do that so well. And, there was a day that we were living in, a moment in our life, well, we wasn't even probably alive, but like, where people who fell pregnant wouldn't even have a chance of being able to have their child at full term.
No.
Because there wasn't good enough equipment to allow them to survive.
No knowledge.
Much less even when childbirth took place, it was like they had no understanding on how to do this.
No.
Whereas what, your partner does, what your missus does is just remarkable. It's a level of sense of hope. And sometimes when you get reminded of it, you kind of sit back and you're like, wow, like, you've just changed my life completely in a way that I would never be able to ever... you've helped me create my legacy. And it's just...
But then we do play Valerie for people, so...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Who's more important?
Do you know what I mean? Beb Uptown Funk will change your life.
This is your legacy.
This is your legacy. Absolutely.
But yeah, no, I do massively agree with that. It's quite an intense thought, isn't it, when you think about it like that? Like, how they deal with that. And the same with your partner, like that can be the position of life or death. Yeah, what is it? One of the guys on the podcast was telling me a crazy story about what was he saying? It was a paramedic I think he was in Australia, and he said that, I think he was a gang member, it was 2 gang members.
Yeah.
And the paramedic was called to the scene, and the guy was dying, basically. And the other guy had a gun on him, and he basically said to him, if this guy dies, then you die as well. So obviously he was the paramedic who had been called to this position. And he was just like a gangster, and it was his friend who had been hurt. And he was like, if this guy dies, you're going to die too.
Is it?
Yeah, and I was like, fucking hell, that's horrendous.
What did he do?
He just managed to save him. Managed to like just calm himself. But that was one of the reasons. The guy on the podcast was like a breath expert.
Yeah.
So he managed to like get some of this trauma out.
Yeah.
So they managed to like talk about it, do some breathing exercises together, and then that was what came out, and that was the most traumatic thing that he'd had in his life. Obviously, I wasn't sure whether to tell you that story or not.
I know, can you imagine? I'd be like,
it couldn't be more of a rare situation. For that to actually happen.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it was in the middle of nowhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like in the outback or something. Something nuts.
I mean, to be fair, like Morgan said to me, he's been like, he's gone to certain things where, it's all gang related or whatever, and they're like, you can see that person's been stabbed or shot or whatever the case is. But because it's all gang related, they rather just remove themselves from scene as opposed to getting help.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're bleeding. It's like, no, I'm good or whatever. And they're like, leave me alone. And they're just like, it's little things like that. Or, certain times he gets there and you can see it's very hostile, But yeah, it's just crazy. But it is rewarding that I see the stuff that he does. But he always says, like, what we do is amazing, and stuff. And, it's just like, it's incredible. Like, anytime I talk to his friends, I'm like, what you do, I just feel like is insane.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you do it, because I couldn't. Not when it comes to children. I'm not going to, I couldn't. Like, when I see like, the things even with your missus, I'm just a bit like, where there is a great good, there's also a great bad, and I can't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The worst, I feel like I'm going to experience, either my voice is gone or I get a client that's like, you didn't sing what we needed to say. You get an angry client. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, no one ain't going to get hurt. No one's not going to get... I'm too soft for that, I feel like.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Actually, am saying that? Kieran was on... You know Kieran from Club Live?
Yeah.
He was on a gig the other day and someone claps in the audience. But luckily there were like... I think something stupid, like it was in a venue and there were 3 doctors on site. So they just like came in and then started doing CPR. Yeah. So luckily they were just kind of like in the restaurant eating food. Anyone medical? Like the same thing as what happened with Morgan. Like, is anyone medical? And they just kind of came in and did CPR on him.
Thank
God mad, isn't it? He actually died, came back to life. Died again 15 minutes later, came back to life. So they brought him back to life 3 times, like twice. It's crazy, isn't it?
I think that's
but yeah,
so
it's
crazy.
incredibly rare for us to get any kind of like aggression or any kind of like anyone being harmed, really, because you can kind of like deal with the situation quite easily, can't you?
100%, but I just couldn't sit there and like things like stillbirth and things like that, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's it. Well, I'm not eating now for a week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, I do think there should be. I know that this does happen in certain trusts, but I do think there should be therapy offered.
Yeah.
Just for people who work in those kind of like domains, free of charge.
Yeah. I mean, Morgan does say to me that they do have like certain things they offer out to them, but he says a lot of it they become numb to.
Right.
Like they become very, very numb to like, like it's like the question of what people tend to ask me is that, you get nervous? Do you get nervous? And I'm like, to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie, I do get nervous. Like, so for example, my first moment with Club Live, singing, I was through the roof with nerves.
Really? Like, honestly, you could not tell.
I was through the roof. I sat down.
On the Manchester gig?
The Manchester gig. I sat down and I remember like seeing Dan first because he was the first person I saw and we was having a conversation or whatever. And he kind of helped me chill, which was nice because I'm like, well, it's his band and he chilled me out, which was cool. Relaxed. But then I just kept on thinking, I thought, oh my God, I've missed sound checks. So I don't know. And then I was like, I didn't know what people played like, what people were singing like. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? And you go through this moment of like, you just feel, maybe I'm not good. Maybe I'm not really, And I remember just standing there just singing and I was thinking, oh my God, this can go tits up, And then hearing you guys is like, oh my God, really good, mate. It was really, really good. And I thought, oh my God. And you get that kind of like imposter syndrome where you're just like, are they just saying it? Like, are you. But then it was just, you know what I mean? It's nice. It's just lovely to kind of get that continuous like appraisal, Yeah. And there is a part of it that you know to yourself, you are good. I think everyone, to some degree, when you've worked for so long, that you kind of know that you are good. But there are those little moments that you do kind of fall into where you're just like, am I that good though?
It's also a large band. It's a lot of people. It is a very large band. So you're just like kind of like, oh.
And also there's a lot of people in, I think also as well, there's a lot of people in that band that are very seasoned. So I feel it's not easy to impress.
Right.
Because with you guys, I just find that you've heard so many things or whatever and stuff. And also as well, I think what I've learned from Club Live in this short space in time is that it's not just about your gift or your talent. It's also about the person that you are. I think that also means a lot more. So that 100%. Way we can enjoy the time on stage. Because I think what we all understand with as well is that sometimes like on first couple of gigs or whatever, everyone's finding their feet because they're used to performing in different bands and different lineups. But then it's about the adaptability and also the things that go on off stage and being able to have fun and, just because there's so much that randomly happens in performances where they're just like, we do have this set list, but it's like, right, who knows this song? Right, you do a verse here and you do a thing and it's like, right, cool, we'll just blag it. Let's see how we go with it. Because sometimes you can find certain performers that are just so regimented in their certain style that they don't know how to even give energy. You're the greatest singer, but it's like, hold on 1 second, you've got 300 people in front of you. Can you entertain them, please? Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And it's like, which is absolutely what I love. And it doesn't even just come from just the singers as well. It comes from like you. Like, you're absolutely a showman. Do you know what I mean? You're just so much more as I like to call it, you're a 4-dimensional sax player. Like, you're just someone who understands the assignment and goes out there and performs and delivers, because it's all about an experience.
Yeah.
Like, we can get great sax players, we can get great singers easily from one phone call. But am I going to give that person an experience? You know? And I think that's very, very important. And it's something I always like to go by, because I just know for a fact, like, I know I'm not the greatest singer in the world, but one thing I do know is the fact that I know my attributes and I know what I can give, but I also know what's very important, and I know that if it were me, I want someone.
We're friends now.
Isn't it? Oh my gosh.
You're loving life.
Loving it.
I'm just going to chill mode now. Yeah, I think that's definitely a thing I've learned from Club Live as well. That kind of like element of performance and showmanship and not being too afraid of anything, really.
Yeah.
Not being scared of much.
Like, do you know someone who I've never actually told them, and I really...
Tell them now.
Like, yeah, tell them now. And funny enough, I believe you done an interview with them, is Jay.
Yeah.
He really is inspiring when it comes to those type of things. I find him inspirational as a person anyway, but I just feel like, and I've known him for so many years since I was young. And he's someone that really lives in his truth. He lives so solemnly by everything he is, and he's so open to challenge. He's
so boosting of people as well.
Oh my God, like,
just get a voice note from him, it just makes you smile.
Yeah, honestly, like, and sometimes, and I love the fact that he stops me mid sentences sometimes when I beat myself up about certain things or don't uplift myself.
He's the biggest booster, yeah, man. He's such a booster. I think his mum was like that.
Yeah,
from the conversations, like, massive booster.
He's just like, honestly, I just love being around him because I always know that I'm going to feel positively different.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, we did it. The first podcast, it was 3.5 hours.
Was it?
Yeah. So like, we got to know each other like in a basement in Soho.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jay's like that because he's poetic, so it just flows. Everything for him, I just feel like he
is very poetic. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
he just flows with a rhythm pattern where it's just like it just goes, and especially if someone's allows him to be open in the space or whatever, and he can just go with it and articulate himself in such a great way that needs to be done and said, but still lives.
He'll just call me up every now and again and be like, "Why have you not done this?" About like, say I've not put my like song as the song that I just released as like my thing on my profile. He's like, "Why have you not done that?" And he'll call me. He's like, "You all right? I'm just checking in with you. You need to do this." And it was just like his way of just really nice. Like, not many people do that.
Yeah, of course.
Just checking in with you, and then just like seeing if you're all right, saying you should do these little things to improve.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
It is. That's so good. It's so good.
Need more people like that.
Yeah,
100%.
It's so good. But yeah, I just, it's lovely. I think our little UK industry, not our little, but our UK industry is just so beautiful. We have some really, really wonderful, extreme talent. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel like... sorry?
It's up there, for sure. When you hear it and you hear the stuff coming out of the UK, you're like, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's just incredible. I just feel like we need to just understand that and know it, believe it, and walk into spaces and accept that we are gifted at what we do. I think it's just a British culture to always be like a bit apologetic sometimes, or a bit like, you know, that kind of thing of, "Oh, you're a really good singer." Yeah, I mean, like, what do you mean? You've been working for how many years? Are you a good singer or not? You know what I mean? Whereas in American culture, they'd be like, "I'm downright good," because they're just like, "Hey, I don't know whether this is an opportunity or whether you're actually," and in truth of the matter, I am good because that's what I believe. But if I say that to you, that may come across as egotistical. But for me, I'm like, if I was asking the plumber to come in and I've got 2 plumbers and one of them says, "Yeah, I think I can do it," and someone says, "No, I'm bloody brilliant, I'm going to make sure it gets done," and if I don't, I'll be able to find out what was the work problem with it and make it. I'm paying you the money.
Yeah. I think it also comes from parents and the way they talk to kids, though.
Yeah.
That whole, like, don't show off mentality.
Yeah.
And it's like, why can't I show off in front of my mates?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I think that makes a big difference. And I think that's one thing as parents I've tried to think about as well. Like, don't be too diminutive in what you say to them and just try and really watch what you say to them.
Yeah, of course.
Try and boost them as much as possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely, of course. I remember my mum used to always say to me, she was like, right, you've got, obviously those 3 skills, you know, you're amazing, like dancing, acting, singing and stuff. She goes, the acting's not really strong, so you need to work on that. And she always goes to me, acting not really strong, you need to work on that. And it used to live in me, like, a lot. And I've noticed that, like, I had to really change that pattern because it was something that I disallowed myself to progress in because I just said to myself, we're not really strong in that. And it's only until, like, probably the last 5 years that I've really pushed myself with regards to my acting and taken myself into different spaces. But it's helped me because because of that personal push and going to, like, acting coaches and whatever, it's really helped me to kind of understand, actually, no, I just need to do more work. It doesn't come as natural as it does when it comes to singing or dancing. Like, picking up routines is like second nature to me.
Right.
I think more so because that's what I started doing. Out of all those creative fields, I started dancing. Just because I will see patterns and I can just be like, okay, cool, right, you need to do that. Which is funny now because when I go into spaces and they're like, we're doing a routine, I'm like, okay, cool. But I just know that I'll pick it up really quick. And then obviously then it moved into, like, the singing aspect. But funny enough, I was in a drama school when I found out more so that I could take my singing professionally because I was surrounded by professionals. And they were like, oh my God, you need to really you've got to push yourself in your singing. This is really good or whatever. You need to do some musical, you need to audition. And I was auditioning for Lion King, like, all the time and other shows or whatever. And it just started to move and escalate.
You do the Lion King for a bit.
Yeah.
Adam Bourne was saying that earlier.
Yeah.
Saying that you were in it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, was you with Adam?
Yeah, he was on the gig today.
Oh, is it?
It was him, Adam, and Ollie Sears.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So doing, you know, those little bits and pieces and stuff, it really, really helped to kind of to push that and probably understand a little bit more about my voice and stuff. But there's always still things that I think about vocally that I'm like, I want to push that area. I want to do more in that. And, you know, but I think what's also very important is also to appreciate where you're at, you know.
Yeah, I'd like to learn more about dance. I think I would like to learn more about, like, specific things in the way. Because it's very important for musicians to be able to move, right?
Yeah.
Super important.
Absolutely.
It'd be cool to, like, learn a bit more about some different aspects of moving.
Yeah.
I think I've learned most of it just from being on gigs and watching people, right?
Yeah.
You just kind of get to grips with what they're doing and then...
But then also as well, I know, like, of one sax player that I perform with.
Right.
And he doesn't have the greatest rhythm at all whatsoever.
You have to name and shame now.
Oh, no, I can't. Actually, to be fair, he wouldn't even mind. He just knows. But it's a guy, do you know Cam? Cam Lockett?
No, I don't think I do.
Cam. Really small, petite guy. He is absolutely such a gorgeous player and a gorgeous person. But he doesn't have, like, he's not greatest rhythm.
Right.
But it's interesting because I feel like that is something, I know he wants to push himself in regards to that, but I do feel like it's very important because the horn section are always their front people.
Yeah, it's kind of front line, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think it's very important to understand, but I do feel like, I'm talking like step dig. And my partner, who's not, I mean, he can move, but he understands rhythm patterns and he understands what to do with it, whether big or small. And I think it's very important. So when you're saying about learning, I think with him, he's very much like, it comes across as I will learn it when I'm on stage. Like, I will try and do better. But when it comes off stage, it wouldn't be something for him to do. And I do feel like that could be somewhat a bit of a hindrance because as much as you're playing lovely, visually, it could look like you're an awkward player. And now with the world of where sax players are going, especially horn players in themselves in general, you know, when you've got like Horn City...
Hot City Horns.
Yeah. And things like that, and people making like, you know, like it's so important for you to understand how much of a frontline player you are and how you are perceived. And people are now, like you're doing, like DJ Live sax. Sometimes you're just sax. They want the sax player.
That's it, yeah.
You know, sax is like the new age vocalists, like, you know, the interim between AI vocalists and the you know.
Yeah.
It's just like a thing that it works throughout the whole of whether it's a ceremony all the way up into the end reception.
Yeah.
So it's nothing more worse than seeing a sax player and they're like moving around and dancing, the beat's one way, but they're playing in tune. So, yeah, I just think it's very, very important for any frontline team to have a level of basic rhythm and understanding.
Yeah.
You know.
Club Live's pretty good at that, to be fair.
Yeah,
Everyone
very
can move
good.
in it.
Yeah. Everyone's so good. I always look, but the thing is, I always look for that. Even when it comes to like planning our wedding, I know for a fact that it's interesting because that comes natural to me to think of those things to want and have. But my partner's not from that world. But he was like, I love it when I see players that are just like grooving and they understand the rhythm pattern and what's going on and the vibe of the audience, and they can get in there and just be very confidently themselves, but in like circumference by the music and what it brings. And yeah, I just think it's very important because then it makes it very four-dimensional. It just makes it much more of an experience.
I think that's what ALR's pretty good at, right?
Yeah.
From friends who played with them straight away, it's like as soon as they get on stage, it's like high energy, moving.
Yeah, like it's... And I think also as well, like, maybe there's a part of it that I've been a bit spoilt with that because I've been with ALR for like over 10, 12 years now. And every single player there, if they went off kit, if they were getting off the guitar, if they're playing, they all have this rhythm to them that they understand music in some type of way where it's just like they get it, like they understand groove patterns and just it's everyone can give their own experience is what I mean, which is why sometimes if you look like back when people were doing a lot more like promo videos for bands, like show bands, as opposed to now where we're living on just like filming bits for Instagram and stuff, which is great. But when we were doing promo videos, you can really see the big difference. My partner. Oh, there you go.
Who's that?
Is that Daddy? Is that Daddy, babe?
You were asleep until that point.
No. But you can see that the big difference of like promo videos, and they're filming the singers, and they're like, hey, and you see the drummer is like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But we
were talking about this on another podcast actually. The like, not the death, but like the decline in those kind of videos. Like it's kind of like a big shift, isn't it?
Yeah.
Big shift from that.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's all good. Nice to meet you, mate.
Sorry, lovely to meet you.
How you doing?
I forgot that you were coming around.
Oh, don't worry. It's fine.
You told me as well, so
we can cut it in and out, so don't worry too much.
You okay, babe? Yeah, good.
I'll close this door.
He's been fully involved in the podcast.
I can imagine. Really on it. Come on. Sorry, mate.
So I want to stay.
Oh no, bless him. We'll sleep him.
Yeah, he was kipping hard.
I'll get him chilled out in the room.
Nice to meet you, mate.
But yeah. But no, you're saying about the drum, like you're saying...
So we were talking about... I was actually with Mike Kamara, we were talking about the kind of the change and the decline of those kind of videos. And I think, if they're not done right, it just seems a bit like weird, a bit strange.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this just all seems a bit... It's not like a real-time review, is it?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a crowd there, it's like, how can you...
Yeah.
That is the power of those videos, the ones that are done kind of single take. You can really see people reacting to it.
Yeah.
That can often sometimes be the most exciting part of it.
100%. And I think also as well, there must have been a lot of complaints. in a sense of people put, we can organise and set up something to make it look like that. And when people come to doing a gig, it doesn't look like that.
Right.
A whole promo video, you've got all the lights and stuff like that. And you have to understand, a lot of people that were performing to their weddings, if they see something, they want it as is.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes you've got all that going on, and in actual fact, when it comes to their wedding, you're trying to explain to them that your wedding venue doesn't permit for us to do that, or the budget for me to do that is going to be X, Y, and Z. And they're like, why? Well, that's what it's got in your promo video, which is why
I didn't think of it like that.
Now, when you've got certain Instagram videos that are going on, and like with Club Live, let's say for example, and they're shooting and filming what we're wearing, what we're doing, what songs we're singing, how
the stage is going to look
stages, it looks as is, and then people can kind of go like, oh, okay, and we're not like overdoing it in regards to like staging. We've got like a whole rig of lights or things like that. It as is on a really standard level what we're giving, but it comes across as very high class. I'm not saying we're not, but we are. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And also, it allows a talent to read for itself, which is what we actually doing in our day.
Yeah, it's true. Even like little things, surely like makeup and stuff. Like they could surely, if you get like a makeup designer in, they're going to look incredible in the videos, and then you're probably not going to get that on your wedding day.
That's what I'm saying. It's very deflating. It's very like, I know for a fact I would hate it to like look at something online. I mean, half of the time we do it. You know what I mean? You got to expect it if you're ordering from something from Shein. But if you're on like a Zara website and you see this jacket and you're like, oh my God, I absolutely love it. And it's all, and then it comes and you're like, what? Why is the thread fraying? And why is that happening? It's just it's so deflating. Whereas that's why it's just so important, for things like ASOS or whatever. They might have like a model in an outfit, but you can see it. You can see the fit of it. You know what it's like. And it's just a simple video. And you're like, okay, cool. I kind of more or less can see that on me. But that's why I feel like this world of what we're living in with Instagram, people are just filming like things as is to know what you're getting, to keep it very much simplified.
And if you paid like, that's a jacket, you probably paid 100 quid for, whereas if it's like $5,000 for a wedding band and it's the most important day of your life,
100%.
You're going to be pissed off and disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was thinking, am I not special? Why am I not getting the top treatment of this band?
Yeah,
I think I didn't really think of it like that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's an interesting way to think about it.
Yeah.
Because you see, what you see is what you get with those Instagram style videos.
100%. 100%. And I love it. And I know for me as well, I know that even in looking for like entertainment and things like that for our wedding, there are people that have come and been like, oh, we'll send you our staff. And I'm like looking at it and I'm just like, absolutely not. I don't want to see it that. I want to see you probably sitting in your garden or sitting here on a sofa and just playing or doing something. And I'm
was it like a big...
Yeah, it was just all done up, all like lights and stuff like that they've got going on. I'm just like, yeah, but that's not what's going to be on my wedding, is it? If I don't provide the space enough for you to do that.
I think it even puts, I think it puts a lot of people off, even if people who aren't musically minded.
Yeah.
I think it definitely does. Because it's like almost like a detachment. It's like, no, that's separate to...
Yeah.
That my wedding won't look like that. I think they almost know that and predict it before it's happened because they've probably seen their wedding venue and the music is the next stage to get, and they'll be like, you can't fit in that shit in my venue.
and also as well, a lot of like, potential clients and whatever, they don't have, I shouldn't say they don't have, but a lot of them do not have the imagination to think of anything other than. Sometimes I've gone to clients, I'm like, right, cool, what music? I don't really know. Like, well, what stuff do you listen to? I know, do you know what? Let me give you a rep list and then you just have a little fun evening, get a glass of wine and just highlight maybe 30 songs that you love or that you've heard. Go through them, go on your Spotify playlist and play them. And they'll do that. And it was like, oh, that was really exciting. We've given you a list or whatever and you've highlighted. And we're like, right, cool. So with that, you can kind of help to kind of define some type of set list. But like, a lot of them don't actually know what they want. You talk to them about, do you have a sound limiter? Sound limiter, I don't really know. Didn't really. But because it's not in their interest, they know they want to get married. They don't think of, but what's the sound going to be like? And that if there is a sound limiter, it can restrict the type of, level of volume that we want needs to be playing at. And also as well, I think with that, it might be better off maybe then going for a DJ live gig, or it might be better off you doing, it's all these different things that they don't kind of think about because they don't know, and which they shouldn't need to know because they might be muggles to that. So sometimes when they sit there and see a video that is like highly profiled with like stage and lighting. They're just like, I want that. It's like, but that is not going to be adaptable in the space that you've got provided.
And
So
the power's going to cut off.
do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's so important for, one of the things that I wanted to try and do actually is actually start doing like videos of somewhat of explaining to people about this type of stuff, of like the interim of like giving these people the knowledge of like, when you are looking at wedding venues and you're thinking about having X and Y, Z at your wedding, like having the discussions about sound limiters, having conversations in regards to space. What type of thing do you want layout? Like, what is it that you've got? Like, color pattern, what? Just like singers, what type of singers that you want? Just little different things that I feel like people don't actually know and understand. What
before
is,
they pick the venue.
Yeah, because sometimes they pick this thing and you're like, the venues, and they're like, oh my God, I want this. And then you look and they're like, oh, actually, I've realized the cutoff point. Like, for example, yesterday, my band After Dark, they had a wedding, and they came to me and said to me, we was having this whole conversation for months about their wedding, and they said, right, it finishes at 11:45 or whatever, and that's what they were told for some reason. And then at 11:30 the wedding had to get cut off, but the manager at the wedding venue told my DJ at 11:27 that, just so you know, you need to get to the last song now because it needs to dead cut off at 11:30. And they were
Thanks,
like, well,
mate.
no, I've got it told that it's 11:45. And it's like, nope. And lucky enough, 11:30, he didn't. I think he managed to play like one or two of the last songs. But they were like, what's happened? Why could you cut off at 11:30? And it was like the manager. And luckily, my DJ brought them and the thing and said, you need to explain to them what's going on, because I was told. And it's like, yeah, it's strict cut off at 11:30. But I'm like, these little things need to be discussed if you want your wedding the way you wanted it. You have to ask these questions. But a lot of people tend to kind of get excited about the wedding, and not think about, if that is very imperative to you, then it's absolutely fine. If you're not bothered about, you know, what the seats look like, then fine. That doesn't have to be part of your questions. But I think a lot of people that are planning these weddings, when you're spending so much for these weddings, and people are in spaces where they wanted to charge $7,000 every single year on top, be informed about like what you want and how you want it, and speak to them and tell them what it is. Because I feel like sometimes these wedding venues are just out for like making money.
Yeah, 100%.
And just like robbing people blind, and then they're very quick to cut and just like, nope, you can't do that, you can't have that, or whatever. Like, a bride and groom should never experience that on their wedding. No. If they've been told it's 15 minutes later, like, what difference is it going to make? But better still, like, there's a way to articulate that. And if that is the case, at least 11:15 come over to the DJ and be like, just so you know, this is going to be a situation, and allow them enough time to know that that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's very unprofessional, isn't
because if you're saying that at 11:27, if that was the conversation that had been had, that you would have assumed as a manager to know that it's going to cut off at 11:30, why would you go over and say, just so you know, it's the last song? You obviously know that there must be some miscommunication, which is why you had to implement, again, another conversation to the DJ to say.
It's almost like they have less chance to kick up a fuss, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I just think it's really, really cheeky sometimes. These wedding venues do try to kind of like manipulate spaces, like manipulate where they can see a space in it and go like, oh, we're going to...
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. So I just think
I guess for them, it's almost like if they have so many weddings there every year, the kind of like element of it's being special kind of dwindles, isn't it?
Yeah.
But obviously for these people, it's like the most important day of their lives.
And also as well, like, once your wedding's happening and then that's all, you know, it's going on, you don't want to spend the time kicking off for the next 15 minutes and then it's got,
I've had that though. I've had, you know, couples where they're just livid with the venue.
Yeah.
And almost actually, weirdly, it helped the energy of the party because everyone was so pissed off. They just were just like, fuck you. Basically, that was the vibe. It was they were trying to like put food on the table and they were just like, no, we're going to party. So then everyone went nuts. So it actually helped the energy of the party because everyone was so angry at the venue. They just fucked everything up.
Oh, good.
Like being passed from pillar to post about different wedding planners, it changing like 3 times. And then they get to the thing and all the times have changed, like you said. And yeah, I actually think it helped.
100%. I mean, I get it. There is a thing when people are taking the piss, like you get wedding guests and stuff like that, and just bride and grooms or just brides, grooms, whatever. but like that can take the mick. But there's certain times where I do really feel like people move the goalposts. Wedding venues can move the goalposts a bit, and they do so many things. Like if they're high, if you're booking with wedding venues and they kind of go, we have to book the catering with us, and the catering's late and everything's delayed, but then you think, but your curfew is this time. It's like you're eating into our time, but there's no level of movement with that. And I just feel like I just want a lot of people that are getting married to have a lot more knowledge and understanding with certain things, because I think it's so important and it's so expensive.
Yeah, it's so expensive.
When you look at the prices that people are paying for a wedding, you can easily get a deposit on a property. There's no question of a doubt. So I'm like, if I'm going to choose to do this wedding and feed and entertain this amount of people, it better be the way I want it. I don't want any compromise. I don't want any level of like, but no, if I've decided pre-wedding what I've compromised on, I don't want to get to the wedding and have any conversations about we're cutting 15 minutes early or no way. So but I feel like people need to be aware of what type of questions to ask and what better people like us to help those people, So I just
that's
feel
what make
like
good agents though.
Yeah,
because we've been through all this stuff and we understand the conversations and things. I think some of the best agents are the people who are musicians or were previously musicians, because they understand like different characters, like, and the way that they respond, and they also understand what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And they've been through all of these different experiences and come away with like a big wealth of knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think they definitely make the best.
Yeah, I agree with
agents.
That. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Definitely. Yeah.
Should we wrap this up?
Yeah. Oh, this has been great though.
It's been really nice. Do you know what I mean?
So
it's more
good.
like just chilled, isn't it?
But also it's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah, very. Very. Especially I think, no, honestly, I would absolutely love it. You know why I say that? It's because I think from doing, since January,
yeah,
I've literally, I went on done a New Year's job.
Mm-hmm.
I flew in. As soon as I flew in, I had to bring my suitcase. I had this workshop, this musical theatre that's doing a workshop, bit similar to the Shaka Khan. I've done that for 2 weeks. I finished on the Friday because we had our presentation. Saturday, I started Shaka Khan rehearsals.
Oh, wow.
And I just finished yesterday. So I feel like my year has just been all musical theatre and just been focused, just been into work.
That's intense.
Which is really like very much usually a quiet period. So I haven't allowed my brain to kind of catch up with my body a bit. And so what's interesting is when we had this conversation about trying to book in a day and stuff like that, and I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, like if we do it today, like it's going to be the day after everything, how am I going to be filled? And I thought, no, let's do it. That'd be good because it will fall, you know what I mean? And then, but I've realised I've needed it. It's helped to kind of put like my feet back on the ground,
100%.
which is why I'm saying it's
and
quite...
you remembered lots of things you're grateful for, right? Obviously, we talked about Morgan a lot. We talked about different things.
Yeah, exactly.
And the future. It's exciting stuff, man.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
And
that's the way I want people to feel coming on. I don't want them to feel any kind of like pressure or that there's a weird vibe, or just be a nice conversation that benefits everyone.
Absolutely. No, it's been so beautiful. I appreciate it.
I think it was way longer than... How long do you reckon that was?
About 2.5 hours?
Yeah, it's about that, I think. You got a pretty good gauge for how long it is.
I'm probably wrong.
Normally people are like, 10 minutes.
Is it? No, to be fair, the only reason why I think it's that because of the interval breaks with Poco and running in and out. And I was like,
Your dog was trying to attack my head.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
It's like I had a dog nip on me or something.
Yeah, like, because he was literally on your head, like just sat there.
I looked him round and when he went, he was looking at my bald head like, can I get on that?
But he tried to rest his head on there. He was like literally just like, at one moment. Bless him.
Yeah. I normally have that effect on cats, not on dogs.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh no, cats would make me sneeze if we had one in there.
Oh, really? Well, that's stuff underneath their skin, isn't it? It's supposed to make like...
Yeah, apparently it's all to do with their tongue, isn't it?
Is it?
Apparently, yeah. That's where they have a lot of the licking and things like that, and the licking of the,
Have you always been allergic to pussy then?
I think I'm allergic to pussy. That's probably what... Yes! Absolutely. That's it. I'm allergic to it. No antihistamine is helping me. No antihistamine is helping me. Although I do quite like straight porn, but yeah. That's a whole another conversation.
But that's a good way to end the...
Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway. What is wrong with my brain?
Well, I went there first.
Yeah, you did. I can always go there. I can absolutely always go there.
Right. Thank you very much, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
That was awesome, man.